Ghana ba kupe ye wobi wo baby ana. Debio. Sikampu anu meya. Adeshe my Ghana ba kupe ye wobi wo baby ana. Debio. Eni ati dene atadwe asechre ne se Ghana fo e wa broche nyina di dwumedie biaba Ghana ba kupe aye di embre sumo sisi ato ano ye bo sai ne se hia wuri ni ne mudi aya kosua ne wa manone no ye nyankopon se emra so se ye di ba ye my Ghana mu be kire ne nchiri masunya ahoto enti Ghana ma ye wa manone nyina ye nka ye humomwe Sadi ebeya yenda yesui betumi abemu edi eni mudi eni nyansa na kwasumu achedodo awa edi efri o meyi mu kwa manone no saa na daso wa enko bebiara na awra wosam pe wo mu ne se yeni anu ma ye fenso so de kwa manone no bebre no na wiri won kwa esne wona okodro yenya nkopon se Enkwasum na yesum na fedi ye di kwawie ye Nisramo omai bebrebe aye bia mana ye yeso yedri yeso my Ghana yeso ye betumi aya mana ye omai biti se Singapore Malaysia Indonesia Korea China Dubai eni omai uduopi e kwa we yaso no na mo amenchiri menya hoto ni na ne se Mommy nyina kamomwe no bibiara ni wo beba be o my Ghana maye agisa ye ni ara nkurankure ya di dwa to amerade sense adwa gospel e ma ka tre ma so se Ghana mampani woni umpani fo o ma nyina mo sori waka na yeso o mai mwe ni enyankopon fa humobro o mai mobo no ma nya huto braye wo we ba kwane bo ukabo mo mudo Ghana mae yenyina ye ba kwane yo.
Well, good afternoon to you wherever you are in this world. If it's evening, good evening. It's different time everywhere in this world. It's midnight somewhere, so midnight to you. Really pleased to be back with you this week. It's been a wonderful week for us here in the Rockies. I don't know about you, but I hope yours was good too. We have a lot to talk about today. Get a friend on, share, follow, like us, for we have more information for you today. Stay tuned. Well, without wasting much time, we do have Mr. Elton Brobe with us. He has a lot to tell us what has been happening in Ghana this past week after the elections. Let me bring him on, welcome him, and we'll get things going. Mr. Brobe.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Doing good, and I trust you're also doing well.
Yes, we are. We've seen a lot of video stuff going out in Ghana. Are those real? Is it something unexpected or something that is expected to happen? What is going on out there?
Well, I think that after the elections, there's been a series of protests, especially from the NDC, and they are claiming that the election was not free and fair.
Mm-hmm.
They are also alleging irregularities in the voting.
Mm-hmm.
They are also claiming that some seats that they won in the parliamentary section, some of those seats have been taken over by the MPP. There is a strong contention for the Techiman South constituency seat in the Bono East region. Remember also that this week, finality was brought to the Senate West constituency, where the MPP went to court, alleging that some people had interfered with a ballot box from two polling centers actually. And during the election itself, during the counting, somebody, took the ballot box and ran away. And the police managed to track this person down and then took the ballot box back. But the MPP candidate went to court saying that he doesn't trust the content of the ballot box, and for that reason, the court should nullify the entire election and allow for new election in the constituency. The court dismissed that application, and that led to, and then also directed that the Electoral Commission to go ahead and count that particular ballot box and add it to the other ballot boxes already counted, and then declare winner. When the ballot box was counted, the NDC beat the MPP candidate by just 16 votes, which meant that the NDC formally wins the Senate West constituency parliamentary election, and that currently brings the number of seats won by the NDC in the 8th Parliament to 137 against the MPP 137, and then one independent candidate. So the NDC is still alleging that Techiman South, also in the Bono East region, went in their favor. But the issue about Techiman South is that the electoral officer there declared the results in favor of the MPP. And then there was disturbances which led to the shooting of 2 people. And the NDC descended into that town, Techiman South constituency, to get the returning officer to give them the pink sheets. Now, we are told that the pink sheets cannot be found. Some are alleging that the pink sheets have been bent, which means that there is no record that the NDC can lay claim to and say that they won the Techiman South constituency. So, per the Electoral Commission's own calculations, they've added Techiman South to the seats won by the MPP. So, currently, in the yet to be constituted 8th Parliament, or the 4th Republic, we have the MPP 137, the NDC 137, so there's no clear majority there. But there's an independent candidate that won the Fomena seat in the Ashanti region, and he this week decided that he will sit with the MPP, and that will give the MPP 138 seats. But it will not count automatically, because you only participate in voting. When there is voting in Parliament, you will decide that you will vote on the MPP side. But in terms of parliamentary representation, the MPP is 137, the NDC 137. If this independent candidate wants to be recognized as a member on the MPP side, then when the 8th Parliament is constituted, he can formally cross carpet on the floor of Parliament and say that I am crossing from my seat as an independent candidate to the MPP side. And that will lead to the Speaker declaring the seat vacant, and then will allow the Electoral Commission to organize parliamentary by-election within 30 days. And then if he wins, then he can come back to Parliament as a representative of the MPP, and that will give the MPP absolute majority of 138. But for now, it's 137 for MPP, 137 for NDC, 1 for an independent candidate. But the independent candidate says that he will side with the MPP, which means that the MPP has a slight advantage over the NDC in the composition of the 8th Parliament of the Republic. So on the 6th of January, the midnight of the 6th of January, when the 7th Parliament is dissolved with the incoming of the 8th Parliament, the Constitution says that there shall be a Speaker of Parliament and 2 deputies. And as a former parliamentary correspondent, I'm very much abreast with the rules in Parliament. So what's going to happen on the 6th of January is that because the MPP has 137 and the NDC has 137, if the 2 parties are unable to reach a compromise on the speakership of the House, then we're going to have a situation where the MPP will nominate somebody to be voted for as a Speaker of Parliament. And we are likely to also see the NDC also nominate somebody to be voted for as a Speaker of Parliament. When that happens, the two sides will have to now vote on the proposals by the two parties. And because the MPP has one more person on their side, that will give them 138 against 137, giving them the opportunity to nominate somebody to be voted for as a Speaker of Parliament. And then that person who will be nominated by the President will most likely get a nod of Parliament and then will be sworn in as the Speaker of Parliament. But then there will be two other deputy speakers, the first deputy and the second deputy. The Constitution makes it clear that the two deputies should be members of Parliament, and in some circumstances, they should not come from the same party. Now, if the NDC should decide to propose somebody for the speakership, the MPP may decide to punish them by saying that then we will not give you the opportunity to nominate somebody as second deputy speaker. So we're likely to have the situation where the first, second, and third, the speaker, the first deputy, and the second deputy all coming from the MPP side, which will now set the tone for an acrimonious relationship that's likely to exist between the MPP and the NDC going into the 8th Parliament. So we are in for a very interesting times ahead, beginning on the 6th of January, when the 7th Parliament is dissolved and the 8th Parliament is constituted.
Wow. Well, I thought Guineans voted, let their voices be heard for this country to come together. And I kind of like the way the 8th Parliament is going to be in coming year, because it's like kind of split in between. So wouldn't it be fair if the MPP win a speaker, the deputy or the second deputy, it should come from a different party like the NDCs?
So the Constitution says that there shall be a speaker and there shall be two deputy speakers. Usually, the practice has always been that the party with majority in Parliament will nominate somebody for the Speaker of Parliament, and they will again nominate somebody for the first deputy Speaker of Parliament, and then the second deputy speaker always goes to the minority party. That's been the practice since 1992. But there's been a precedent. Remember that in 2004. When President Kufuor decided that he will no longer go with Peter Alajete as the Speaker of Parliament and rather went in to nominate Ebenezer Sechi-Hughes as the Speaker of Parliament, because between 2001 and 2004, Peter Alajete was the Speaker of Parliament nominated by Kufuor. In 2004, Kufuor decided that he wouldn't go with Peter Alajete, but rather went in for Ebenezer Sechi-Hughes. The NDC was not happy with it. They wanted Alajete maintained as the Speaker of Parliament. So they decided that they would rather nominate Peter Alajete as their representative, as their nominee for the Speaker of Parliament, even though the MPP had absolute majority in Parliament. When that happened, the MPP decided that they would punish the NDC by blocking their chance to nominate somebody for the second deputy speaker. And like I said earlier on, if they are not able to reach consensus on the way forward before the 6th of January, and both parties decide that they will nominate somebody for the speakership of the House, we are likely to see a situation where, because the MPP, they have the independent person siding with them, they will have their way out. And then they may decide that because what the NDC did, they will punish them. They may deny them the opportunity to nominate somebody for the second deputy speaker of the House. And that clearly will set the tone for a very rough relationship that's likely to exist between the two in Parliament, which means that government business may suffer in terms of government having to get all their members to back every motion or every bill that they will put before the House, and then the consensus, which is a key ingredient in Parliament, may be lost, and then we're going to have people becoming so partisan, advancing their political parties, cause against the interests of the country. So hopefully we may have consensus. I mean, some few minutes ago, I was with the current minority leader in Parliament, Harry Naidoo, who says that they have a meeting on Wednesday to decide on these matters when they go on the Christmas break. So by the time they come back on the 4th of January, they may have come to a decision as to how they want to approach this particular matter in Parliament.
Well, I know you keep us posted with any outcomes on that. Let's go on to recently press briefing held by the NDC allegedly disputing the result from EC and with all the calculations saying there should be a runoff with a presidential election.
Well, that is according to the NDC. The NDC have been making the allegations since the election was declared in favor of President Akufo-Addo by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. This week, they've had some of their supporters on the streets of Accra demonstrating against the EC declaration of President Akufo-Addo as the president-elect. Mm-hmm. And some of these demonstrations resulted in the police using some force to disperse them. At some point, they had to use rubber bullets to disperse the demonstrators. The party says that demonstrating is part of the strategies they've adopted to make known their rejection of the results. As we speak, John Mahama has yet to concede, which means that he's still holding on to the belief that he won the 2020 elections. It was only on Thursday that the NDC put together what they want to describe as evidence that points to the fact that there were some irregularities in the way the election results were collated by the Electoral Commission, alleging that there were overvoting in some places, and they also alleging pardon, which in their understanding of pardon and how they have explained it, some votes undeserved of President Akufo-Addo was added to his tally, which gave him that nod to be declared as president-elect. And also, over 10,000, according to over 10,000 polling stations, some people voted without being verified by the biometric device. Now, it is important to also state that the Electoral Commission has denied all the allegations that the NDC have been making, including the fact that they were overvoting in some parts. In the Bona Hafo region, they mentioned Chira, where according to them, a polling center had 49 people on the electoral roll, but over 400 people voted in that particular area. The Electoral Commission came out to say that there was an error. That particular polling center they had polling center A and B. Initially, when they were creating the polling centers, they created A. Later realized that a lot of people were in B. But by the time they merged the two, they had published the polling center data, which still had the A in the way. But then there was no voting at the A. All the voting took place at polling center B. So if you have the 400, it is a true reflection of what happened in polling center B. But the A, you are seeing 46, and yet 400 people voted. Those two were merged. And for that reason, the NDC, according to the Electoral Commission, was told. But the fact of the matter is that in all of these issues that have come up, where the NDC is alleging pardon and overvoting, the NDC had polling station executives that supervise the elections, and in all instances signed to confirm that whatever they signed on to represented the true reflection of what happened on that particular day. The NDC is alleging that some of their agents were forced to sign some of these sheets. That's how come they are making these allegations. Sami Jemfi in that press conference said that if the EC should consider all the allegations and then work to address them, it is most likely to push the election into a runoff. That is the more reason why they are not accepting the results, they are not conceding, and they are fighting on. And so we wait and see. This week, the U.S. Embassy here in Ghana, the ambassador went to meet with former President John Mahama. We understand that the Commonwealth Secretariat also met with former President John Mahama, and all of them had one message, and they said that the ongoing demonstration will not change anything. If the NDC is alleging fraud and they have evidence, then they should proceed to the court to challenge the results and advise the former president to speak to the supporters of the NDC to leave the streets of Accra, Tamale, and the other parts of the country, and they allow MPPs to prevail, and for that, and then if they have any issue at all, they can proceed to court and challenge the results.
Well, does it look like Mahama is going to concede, or is there any word in the Constitution that says an opposition should concede before the new president is sworn in, like in the second term?
There's absolutely nothing like that. The Constitution doesn't say anything like that. In fact, as far as the MPP is concerned, they have won an election. The Electoral Commission has declared. In fact, the Electoral Commission has done the gazetting of the declaration, meaning that President Akufo-Addo is the president-elect of the Republic for the next 4 years. The swearing-in ceremony will take place on the 7th of January 2021. Government business has been ongoing. In fact, President Akufo-Addo, after the swearing-in, the next day constituted a transition team to hand over notes from ministries, departments, and agencies to the president's secretariat. And then hopefully when he is sworn in on the 7th of January, the next day he may start appointing ministers. So for them, it's business as usual. Business is ongoing. They are not distracted by the ongoing protests. For the MPP, they also had a news conference which we just said that all that is happening is just an attempt by former President John Mahama to make himself available for another contest in 2024 and to win the hearts and minds of followers on the NDC, to give him another opportunity to represent the party on the ticket in the 2024 election. Because according to the MPP, the NDC are very much aware of the fact that they lost the elections, and all these agitations is just to give an excuse to get them onto the ballot paper in 2024. And for that reason, the ongoing demonstration, the police should treat those who are demonstrating as criminals and arrest them. Remember that 26 were picked up on Thursday, and they were granted bail yesterday. The police is still investigating the matter.
Well, Mr. Burberry, we really appreciate your time. You're on the road, and so we'll let you go for today and get more information for after the holidays. We'll be pleased to have you back on.
Sure. Thank you very much.
All right. You have a blessed day and happy holidays.
You too.
All right. All right, viewers and listeners, we're sorry our report's on the road, so we have to let him go. We'll continue the show with a lot of stuff to talk about. So stay tuned and stay with us. Well, so many be you, senior you. When you know from my remember near her, near Becoso. Baby now coso a woman ganimu, baby so near Bobo no I did Bermo, and a day you tear for near her for. Or Facebook now per se or share or comment or total, you can put it on the comment, or when the lines are open, you're more than welcome to call and bring your contribution. Yes, sir. Menya comment be I'll be reading them as the shows goes on, and I really appreciate you guys, those who have tuned in to watch us live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube as well, so if you're on the radio and you like to watch on YouTube, please do so and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That'll be Fire One TV. Well, if that is so, then ntokwa protest, mimpne, me party na winnie, the current president let no duswa yamfanin so. If we are involved in building this nation, why all this chaos? Minuanum, ye domaino, ye pomaini ye pomaini koso. Ni koso no emwa. More maybe I'm the baby bia. Sit and reflect and think of what you do for the country, for your family, for progress. But say you bet you a good mountain so ye dede ye shitai ye kosu problem ye you vandalize it all over the place ye riaman for new mano. En fan kosu ma. En fan pontu ma en fa sumdwemba. Because you reflect 2012, what happened? Now you take that from there until what is happening right now. That is to the current government. No, it happened to them in 2012. Let's see how they took the matter. The way I almost see a representative how almost see any how file court nibibia. But in this case, no, the NDCs don't want to do the same thing. The episode hugu mountains no yo contacting foreign government say to overturn the elections. This is not even heard of, not even anywhere in this world. So more share what is happening here in America now. Just to tell you, because most of you don't know what your current president is doing. Nobody is helping him to overturn anything. Just this past Monday, electoral college voters voted and confirmed Mr. Biden, Joe Biden, as the next president of the U.S. Enti anfa ho ne America for ye person move attend, it won't work. That is not democratic. That is not how it works. Se nipa ne kasa, the voters vote, their voices must be heard. Elections ya call it. Enti munenam yeah pemwa to overturn. I don't know how you guys are gonna pull this off, but more evidence more ma I will urge someone from court. But presentations on my I have all of those and I'll be bringing that. Some are not adding up. You're saying it's your evidence. Well, it's good. Now some more of those evidence now. And then I call your friend is saying results in the declare you know. One found right there and then to challenge, but waited this while about a week. No more orchestrate Muniama Namudiaba said this is what we have. That is good. Most more evidence no. Obia no Obeka saying no, I ain't challenge you on that. But let's reflect what happened in 2012 and we'll continue the show.
And the first respondent, the first petitioner first respondent John Mahama. If the invalid votes are deducted from the votes of the two, the first respondent who was declared winner on 50.7% of the votes cast will not cross the threshold of 50% plus 1. For this reason, I will and hereby declare that the first respondent was not validly declared winner of the 2012 presidential election. The first relief of the petitioners is hereby granted. The second relief for declaration that Nana Akufo-Addo, the first petitioner herein, rather was validly elected president of the Republic of Ghana, cannot be granted because of the order for rerunning the election in some polling stations where the votes are to be annulled. The third relief has been granted in the polling stations where the election is to be rerun. The petition succeeds in part. Many people don't know that such things happened. It's in the message, the appropriate rule is the Supreme Court. Nedama, sure. Most of all the pin sheets, put them together. Go and argue. And let's be lucky. We may improve, even if you lose. Which which is all right. No, the likelihood. Let me tell you, this one is layman and Mekasa, like a crystal ball. The likelihood of them winning is out. It's out, of course.
All right. So, in 2012, verdict, and Mr. Kwekubako reading it out. So, if some of you don't know, now you know. What happened in 2012 and the outcome. Time Supreme Court Emma verdict no. Na former president, that is candidate John Mahama, being the president then has been already sworn in. And his presidency was running. So how would you even overturn this, knowing they know the truth? And Mama has sent an uncle mine mu ebeye in 2013. Just sit, reflect, and think about it. Saying an uncle mine mu ebeye, saying nanka niema ebisiako. But this man took it in, congratulated. Then President John Mahama, life went on until 2016. And now we are moving forward to 2020. This is what is happening. May I hear a video from when the verdict was read in 2012.
Flagstaff House by Vice President Kwesi Amissah. The two leaders in white apparel walked into the president's office minutes ahead of the court proceedings. With the verdict in the offing, Vice President Amissah monitored discussions on TV3 whilst the president worked on his computer. Analysis of TV3's panelists would grab their attention, and soon their faces were beaming with smiles, realizing they were live on TV3. Occasionally, the president and his vice would engage in a tete-a-tete with sipping of tea interspersing it. Few minutes later, the two were glued to their sets, ready for the verdict. The long wait prior to the reading of the court's verdict no doubt sapped the nerves of President Mahama and his viewing party. This was the mood some 20 seconds to the historic verdict by the 9 justices of the Supreme Court, a declaration described only as second to the 6th March 1957 Independence Declaration. An involuntary burst into a victory chorus began in earnest. Of all that, President Mahama receives an important phone call. Not long after though, Vice President Kwesi Mr. Arthur confirmed NPP flag bearer Nanado had called to congratulate the President, John Dramani Mahama.
The case has been resolved definitively in favor of the President. The losing candidate has called to congratulate the President, and we hope that everybody now will get on with supporting the President to do the work that he's been elected to do.
In pursuance to his call on party supporters and the entire nation, President Mahama remained measured in his celebration of the successful ending to the 8-month legal contest to his legitimacy. The legal team of John Mahama and the NDC were also at the presidency minutes after the declaration.
Well, so after the declaration of this verdict in 2012, after that 2012 election, so that would be in 2013 when the NPP took the matter to the court, this was the celebration. They were happy that everything was ruled in their favor for them to be able to continue working. It was done for them. Why I'm bringing this up? Somebody might ask, why am I bringing this? I'm bringing this because of what is happening right now in Ghana. That is why I'm bringing this up. Let me welcome Sly, and we'll get things rolling. Hello, Sly. Adumo. Wapobu. Nsɛm deɛ ɛyɛ bebree yɛbɛnya mmerɛ ne yɛapɛnsɛmpɛnsɛmu ne yɛahwɛ ne yɛde nokorɛ ato ne a nokorɛ ɛda ɛsiane sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛ ɔman baako. Even though this country is so diverse with different culture, different background, language and everything, it is still the same people, the same little place out there for everybody to love and to get along. But say yatua berry na emunsem emu how bebe say how would there be peace for things to continue normal?
Meda chief was cinema ma obibia wuti yakwaba gidi say na miabo obibia mban ema na watwe akwa prasa betu biem meda nyame asi. Remember our question so I didn't say in election obi o mature and with me conceive defeat. And you be na sabi otimi ajutu sa a minimum now looking at how this close it was I had a feeling say oh na nipa ne penny but so be dia to unyin to no the action any tre any okasa no se de obesi aka kire wo teacher for no enna ebe kire senye udidi ana ugina be esitie yan hwɛ te senya ekoshi na videos ni normal hwɛ ska enya dia sebe tafrati etwaye because so we Fakatuni nasa wako na wadi ntwo ewo election mu a dia wo be catch supporters no ene be chesa asundie be ba na asundie ba na emom no utimi kasa menye ntum eye eno ye wan kasa wo yi na emom no so bi twato se otita afo ni nyina entunsi abontin no munya ye kira na akiri no be kasa enye wo na wo kan say omo say idea I mean which is which because at the point you telling your supporters to be out there and fight for their vote and fight for their choice and fight for their right which is perfect. I mean everybody can go outside and demonstrate peaceful demonstration, but when the demonstration tend to be like hurting people, beating people, getting to people's stores, stealing people's stuff, then the peaceful demonstration.
No.
Now, as a flag bearer, and as a general secretary, and as a information secretary, and that's me mab one team can be being with it after. Your customer says silence be concerned. That means don't we need to.
Yeah, what actually. I'm just wondering how much these people have been paid. And who is funding this for them to be out? Because now per se you go out there search for or find something to do to be productive. But say what you do now yo yachre akọ kwan so mukosito and yes say one day na ye jai it started last week na akọso bepemone and it's still ongoing. Enti now you say yourself for no money you may be edi and no be na fund you to be doing what you're doing.
Scamamika Bibi said I watched so many videos and my protesters no protesting no in Accra, in Asante region, in Northern region, all the regions. Can you imagine say the only let me say two. The first one was the woman organizer of NDC in Asante regional no lead or only party leaders who said or can be. And I think there is another one in Sevier also where na omoka say ballot to be atwakne as a BB, so they want that ballot to be count and then you can omo NDC free so when you sit no. Then I saw another party member be no so lady. Other than that Opia omo yeb demonstration bia to say who party member bia can be Zakabu who general secretary who party organizers who youth organizers no. Meanwhile no when you obubu shafa that no be some say it let me give example Mahama ne yire ni mano I don't not supporting their father say to be a president. I
haven't even seen anybody being out there talking about it.
You know, they support him. But let's ask ourselves, say, Nema anane busu wo Mahama wo fase. Mahama nyabi. Mahama Adam Fubi and Costa na wo ne ba. Na ye and now na kasa pesi abonti so way demonstration there. This is something we have to educate ourselves. Oh, me. Thank God, I was listening to that 28, 29 people. You can't say granted me bear. If you don't push any bill, will be granted bill.
No.
What them? And I can assure you, sir, there's no NDC man. And now so be a Jack say, oh, we're a party member. Oh, we're not fighting on behalf of the party. Into me discover ever to a baby. Because you know why? So obey only who be man. Nipa no obey no. Only they be holding responsible.
Yeah.
Nobody want to put themselves in that position. But look at the kind of shame. Look at the kind of stress I have for.
All right. You go back to 2012. Niente the then candidate Nana Akufo-Addo. The response after the verdict.
the fourth president of the Fourth Republic of our country. The Supreme Court of our nation has spoken. The result of the December 2012 presidential election has been confirmed as having been won by the candidate of the National Democratic Congress, President Mahama. As I said earlier, whilst I disagree with the court's decision, I accept it. I accept that what the court says brings finality to the election dispute. We shall not be asking for a review of the verdict so we can all move on in the interests of our nation. Everything in my bones, in my upbringing, and in what I have done with my life thus far makes it imperative that I accept a decision made by the highest court of the land, however much I dislike or disagree with it. I am saddened by the verdict, and I know that many of our supporters are saddened too. However, for the sake and love of our country, we must embark on a path that builds rather than destroys to deal with our disappointment. I appeal to all members and supporters of our party, the NPP, to accept the verdict of the court. Even in our disappointment, we can take pride in the way we have conducted ourselves. Even in our disappointment, we can take pride that the NPP has again led the way in deepening Ghana's democracy. To quote one of the Supreme Court judges, quote, "After this case, elections in Ghana will not be the same," unquote. In other words, we might not have been given the ruling we sought, but thanks to our efforts, we can hopefully look forward to an improved electoral process in our country. I'm grateful to my co-petitioners, the National Chairman, Joe Kobecha Bilante, my running mate, Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia, for their hard work, dedication, and commitment as we pursued the legal options available to us. My gratitude also goes to the lawyers and the technical team for their unbelievable hard work and sacrifices. I'm grateful to all the volunteers who spent days and nights working on pink sheets, entering data, photocopying documents, and labeling exhibits for the petition. I am grateful to all the well-wishers for their prayers. I must also thank my party, the NPP, officials, the foot soldiers and supporters for their unflinching support and belief in me. The National Council of the party, having taken the decision to go to court, has been unwavering in its support. I also want to thank my daughters and my wife, the beautiful Rebecca, for their love and extraordinary support. They have been friends who have made unbelievable sacrifices of time, energy, ideas, money, and a listening ear. I'm grateful to all of them. I'm sure there are many people wondering what I envisage for my political future. I intend to take some time out of the hurly-burly of politics, get some rest, reflect, and then announce whatever decision I come to in the not-too-distant future. In Ghana's 56-year history, this is the first time a presidential election petition of this kind has been filed and pursued through the courts. The whole world has watched us in wonder and admiration. Our reaction to this judgment will be watched keenly in Africa and beyond, and will set a precedent for generations to follow. It is now up to all of us Ghanaians to put the dispute behind us and come together to iron out our differences, ease the tensions amongst us, and come together to build our country. There are myriads of problems facing us as a people. This is the time for all of us to come together and work to find solutions to the challenges that confront our people. To my party, the NPP, I say we have a lot to be proud of. There are more than 3 years left in this political cycle to be a worthy opposition and also position ourselves for the battle of 2016. Today, let us wish our president well, and thank the Almighty for his mercies to our nation. The battle continues to be that of the Lord's. God bless Ghana.
All right. So, this was the then candidate Nana Akufo-Addo's response to the 2013 verdict of the 2012 elections. I am just showing this just for us to reflect on what happened that time and what is happening now. Maybe, who knows, the flag bearer, the candidate Mahama, has forgotten since he said Ghanaians have short memories, which I don't believe that. But I thought we should bring this back up. Maybe that will help him to start accepting the normalcy and reflect back on that, and maybe know how to move forward from where we are right now. Maybe it will be good for him to talk to his followers. There are brothers and sisters, and they are out there causing all this chaos. After these elections, things hasn't been the same in Ghana. We want peace to prevail. We want there to be peace. Asumdwe ni ehwehwa amon no. Enu echi eja hyehye akronfo asori ewiewia ankrofo nioma. Emmoa. This week ya eja to Kantamatu Market, and in Koforidua nso eja to ho. Who are behind all of this? I really want to know. Why tie whatever is going on, Echi? Enfa nkosoma, enfa muama, enfa hwe emma. We are getting into the holidays, and ye wo afinerie ya no ye be from. Is that how we want to continue life in Ghana? Is that how we want things to go on? Can't we just accept the fact that this election is over, and let's put that behind us and prepare for what is ahead? Cause near way anim na dosu, and yen near way china ye jahwa kono. Near day anim, we don't even know what tomorrow holds. Come in, Sly.
Me that say I something because we had senior a normal AC conwa obi panaboni edi dada. Then so obi jina way so na what did be now I the say. What's it we party leader? Unimbra. And then if I'm right, majority of the MPs which belongs to the NDC, they know the law.
Mm-hmm.
Some party members, they know the law.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they don't want to come to media and also radio anywhere. Now not the voice, they're better recording the voice and they're better recording the picture. So two workers say. Yeah, last week they arrested one of their presenters, which is NDC or a radio presenter, but like a NDC radio presenter. Being on the radio, telling people to be on the street and start fighting.
You know what? Me, Kawano, I have that. I have a media guy out here in the US who turned, I don't know who is funding him, but I assume is the NDCs. Right now, is telling the people out there to do what they are doing right now. I want that to be played. Just for people to hear what he is saying. We in media, you have to be people friendly. You have to be with the truth. Tell the truth. Yato abewe ya kind result. Ebanise, nobody know what happened. Most say results na nyesa na wase ebano. Na mufo say you cheat mu somewhere or the election is rigged. Get your evidence, pile everything out, take it to the court. For the NPP did that in 2012. Why can't you, the NDCs, do that today in the same way? Bemomuno utna in the public, out on social media, telling people to get out there and fight.
Yeah,
I'm getting that ready. Let's listen to this.
They will force to come and ask you people why you are jubilating. That is when you let them understand that you have taken over parliament and your presidential candidate elect John Dramani Mahama has won. That is how it will go more international. They are using the media to suppress you. In the end of the TV, so and press conference. And then 2016, the NPP knew they didn't win the elections. Also 1 million vote. Where is the 1 million vote? Ira. Where is the 1 million vote? No, Ira. So they know 2016 they did not win, but they forced you people to accept it because they pushed it on you. They came on the streets, they started jubilating. You had no option than to accept it. Now, dear, Mupo de Moy lucky. You have the numbers. You've been able to confirm the number of seats you have taken in parliament. Go out there. It is not a crime. If this does not happen, blame your chairman, respective chairman in the respective constituencies. Blame the organizers. They need to put together the sound system. They need to put together the float. You people need to go out there and celebrate. Be proud and wear your party color. Have the flags outside. Jubilate. The MPP is strategizing, taking that away from you. Mikacho, the strategy side power from him. They are taking your win from you. They know what they are doing, and the media is succeeding. They are succeeding in Ghana. They are indirectly taking that excitement and that power from you because Omar Kojiska and they are suppressing your victory. The NPP is suppressing your victory tactically, and the Common Party office strategically. Almost from your party or party office. You know what they are doing? They are having this party. They are going to call some media houses to come and film, put it out there, and then they'll give it a caption say NPP has won and serious jubilation.
Well, this is quite interesting. Still in jubilation.
Get the flags out.
This has got to stop. Mr. Out here in the US, you know who you are and you know yourself. It's about time you preach to your followers and your people out in Ghana, the NDCs, to do what is right. You know the law. What's America? Unim ne ekoswa unim the way America. Na me no Ghana, the violence and things I catch mu se munye no. Nipa na o kasa akere mu no, oni Ghana ho bio. Se jepe ono what in America. Wonu wabusua na mo ho bekere mu. Na de ya ne se ebia bro bi otini baabi a odwen ne ho. Na o hwe se nyame be hira ne mma bi no motumi ahwe no kopem se nyame be fere no. Nebi asabro na ne ho bekere no because Egyptian no ntumi ntumrika enko ba bia minuanom moamuntie moamufa ne ekoso yi entum hofo because say BBC Ghana sese ya na nipa oti America na ocha muse munku fight for your right, get up, go on the street, do this and fight. No nipa no o ma mejim ordinano na betina social media na wachire mu ne amunye na emomundwe hu kwa akire anawon bi amu betu because emfa mmoa embre mu ewo manim. You can come in.
Nyame ko enye show ya na kama ma sa ka vitamin kan ho asem because
no, you know some stuff I want to talk about. We are not talking we're just telling him what he's doing is wrong. He has to preach what is right. Because one comment and say, if you want peace, what happened to justice? If you want justice, you have to let there be peace and the justice will prevail. And if you want justice, you take it to court, not on the streets.
Ska, I never come here. I didn't want to hear something can ask them because me tia my the audios baby now oye total disgrace. Excuse me for my if I want to talk much I be and say my words be me you know be na but oye total disgrace persons to the extent said one, you are insulting a president. So when your papa obit my one you insulting the National House of Chiefs. And if no a bibet me on and now papa. You are insulting party leaders and members. All because you have a chance to be in the social media. Now me push our person who did and comfort them who vote. You don't have a vote. About what you want to be. You are not part of the. If me no me and you are not part of Ghanaians. Come here, can be because you vote, you are what I say? Into one water with excited people to go be on the street and fight. Why don't you go and join them? Yeah,
I'm just waiting for that. Get on a plane and get your ass out there and fight for them because you think you can do it.
Talk about it. I never hit it. Because forgive me about my words. Say me a tear for say me issue was being as a because I hear somebody two things. One, object Bema would did your bottom. Two, Bema would and answer Aquara would did Penyatem. I can't stand it. That's my life. Yeah. What is ready to do or bottom so or ban more time? Now me find the bottom channel. So now me find the bottom channel or bar or baba. Now me find the bottom channel. So mammy or nearby or down for bar or yame for the bottom channel. As a man, you say we are respectful and now better ready to do or bottom. May God have mercy upon him. So you're penny be a young man, man. Because ultimate radio should the dear him for them. Ultimate the dear so for them. And the president for them. Now, so what a answer, as someone I walk away, yes, so America, Otu about one out to Obama. Otu wa Democrat and answer to my Republican. Why don't you tell the Republican, sir? Advice now with the man this. I don't know when you read no videos, sir. I'm not from my Republican leaders.
Do you think he can do that here? He'll be picked up right there and then.
If you're a man, what's your Bema pa or your Bema pa? So they will see Casa.
As a madam can say, Ghana no, I shall be an imraso. It's in its independent to cry baby, or better now. Now I and your marco out there, cause so ben your more munim runners to follow it. But say Nipano Edim Raswa. If you chrome not the cook biswa, a hot you do a bagas and made him runners. Now, chrome the only rasun to meet na baby. Now did he impay for them? What did they? But the enemy said, when did all this become normal? Is it because of social media? Because I don't think Ghana culture. So, Jina bedroom now depending at them.
Skay, now you stream my words at your for or you crossing me bar. Or better my chrome of what's up with you or what's in at them. And as a matter of the what's up with this Sunday, what's one no I'm for near, but for no commitment to do better. No, come on, man. What to me did you? I suffer for them. And I want to be the guy for them. Mamma, you're quite an anti-sound. You're quite an anti-sound. You need your money, you need your son. Not because of social media, and that's a politics indeed. What is that? What is that party members be? It be Gamahama, what to make them ready to be at them. Did you about them to about the new Senate, you know, quite and what? Now, me find one channel.
Well, you're not also. Maybe say you hear a video on the Dan Empower NDCs. What they also their response after the verdict was read in 2013. Near Fantua Jumedia so.
Ani jebia ya beji piano. Ya wete ya fanya ogro. Na ya ma ya ani entue if you say yani wa mo ye bibia bia still ano yenuano ene wo mo yani wo mo ana ti o man mu Ghana kwa ana ya o man ya media voice ani je bom Ghana na ya o man ya yenyina ye betina tram ni akase we ye man enti e basra mo obi akodi nani na ye wese ya ko ha yenuano ya sra ni se yenim se ya chamai pabranje enemy asiedu katia mosquito yes no obia oti manifobia ye bida wo man mu se yetimi atu enan aba kokaye nuano mo se wo mu no edi wo mu 21st anniversary edi eleya ekudibie ya bai ya so ye achai ya bata ya se ya se no ya bata ya se ya je bata ya wo ha mosquito na oba no mosquito ya ta mosquito Ghana democracy no aba be ko e ti o ma ti ase se Ghana ba ko hallelujah e ti enya ya da wase ya se na wa General Secretary for any chairman for Nyanse. And then you are Eddie the Betinasia, the national chairman, Barbara J. I think Susiaban. Sir, 4 general secretaries, 4 national chairman. Yebesia, Naya press conference. Near Casa Ghana for your supporters. Yes,
Africa in democracy. Number 1. Sir, or Dutch. Kenwe, Otana Kenwe, dismissing the petitioners, friends say, case. Na Kukwado, Wapa phone, Wapa friend, President John Mahama, congratulations. Nanado ase say wait to me by Fred on Mahama wakate say mo na we winner So wait, Ghana is the winner. Inti, Zania General Secretary Kano, Yaji and Kakra, Yajamanam Brosso, Kakri, I'm riding motorcycle, from Bus State. Some that you have to get over the wall. With the motorcycle, I'm going to Bus State. All my family in Sakakra, no Kakra, so I'm going to need.
Well, if Ghana was the winner then, why can't it be still a winner now? I just like this reflection. This will really help, maybe in some way, heal the land, the people, and what is going out. Help our brothers and sisters from the NDC party. If then you were jubilating and you were happy and so excited that the then candidate Nana Akufo-Addo, after the verdict was read, called to congratulate and conceded, even though knowing little that this was taken from him, but he let go. Why can't we do the same now? Why are we hungry for power? How long have y'all been staying at home anyway? It's just 4 years. And I tell you, as this 4 years went by that quick, the next one will be the same. The days are just running so fast. Because the returning of Jesus will be back soon. Nobody knows. It will be maybe tomorrow, the next, because it keeps saying, the Bible keeps telling us the same thing. We have to let peace prevail. Even in this time of Advent season, peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace in Ghana. Moma asumdwe endihine. Asumdwe nkuwa nedihine a ebebo oman no. Ebebo munipa edi mpontum beba. Se NDC for mo feel say electoral commission wiamu omo anye ne yie mumbo abuamu niema no mo evidence amoso mi will be ha I'll show it mo evidence amoso mo wo amabua no mo so mo fan for court like the MPP did in 2012. Do the same thing. Na mo masumdwe emro manim ye besere. You can come in, Sly.
I'm afraid, idea about the media stations in Ghana, no? It's a video here, HACB. They have to, time to time, no? Maybe 1 or 2 or 3 times in the day. I won't play. They should give them the playback. The supporters should be listening. But the problem is, demonstrators, they don't listen to radio.
That is a side. Oh, no, but they come on social media because this demonstration, it was announced on social media. That's why they are out there. So we'll be doing this on social media for them.
Yeah, but there's a little people. In some no more done no more settle up. Then they start being on the street. So think I be say TV4 on the TV3 or whatever TV station they have. No more play. Radio station will play. Then you guys, this is your own words. What I said, this is your own words. In some say now, 2012, I just said the Ghana democracy no akwanimu nejane naso. And then it should be an example for all the African nations and all the world
to follow.
What I said to follow.
Now,
instead of going through the same process, the same channel. What's the day? Young man confusion one thing. We are not here this week. And they asked him a DNT and officer, the NDC, perhaps let's say Mahama, on person of or say they have borrowed over $10 million just for the campaign. Yes, and then he been or my examples. What is the reason why some of the political parties One, they borrow a lot of money from different people, from different avenues, from different companies. And these election they have to prove something to those people. Say, oh, me call, me try, and I on the matter. But for them, say right over, oh, I'm part me lose me no. And he was trying to say the reason why he's doing that and he said because of the amount involved in this campaign. But yeah, in this scenario, look at Paul Adumochiri. I heard Paul Adumochiri was coming up with allegation about say the radio stations, report, and now some numbers, free NPP office. Come on.
That is not true. All the numbers they have tally with EC's number. So I was really monitoring this. Like I always say, this will be the first election in Ghana that I've really monitored and really followed through. Because I was monitoring when the numbers will start coming out, and I was really monitoring this. And the only time they'll put things out there was when EC verifies. That's when they also publish.
How? So what about those people that send them to Northern region, Volta region, Western region, Eastern region, Central region? They send the people all around. And then you can see that the numbers they're coming out. And you say, Nipa Bakubin and 250 person reading. From different people, and money. And then they will tell you the police station, they will tell you the area, wherever they are. And you can just sit on the radio, and say all the other radio stations, almost figures, almost free. I mean, MPP office. Okay, let me ask this question: if the MDC says who are pin sheet, why are they now going around looking for a pin sheet?
Oh no, they said they have it. They have it all. So if you have it, just put everything together with what you have and take it to court. That is the best bet on this.
All that it takes on the presidential data system. I mean, the electoral commission have already come out. Why BBB? So now you have the right to go to court. So why is the delay? Why don't you go to the same channel? 2012, you catch the other party to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then they went through the whole process. And see how long it takes. They know 8 solid months. Okay? On that same 2012. There was a seat in Accra. Oh, this woman. And I'm more contested here. After 3 years, 2 months. About October, I come about 2 months. I'm here to a and send a rule in the by. Saturday, any pan have been in court already. Or be in the parliament already.
All right, let's watch what you just referred. That the former, I would say former, the very first AC boss, from his own mouth. Let's listen to what he said.
Sometimes they collect huge sums of money from people, huge sums of money, with the promise that when they win, they will be compensated. If you lose, you must find a way of telling them that you lost because the electoral commission cheated you or somebody did you in. That is one factor, and it is true that they collect huge sums of money from individuals, accompanied with all kinds of promises. I can understand why some people who clearly have no chance of winning an election, clearly have no chance, deceive themselves that they will win and get people to believe that they will win. But when they don't win, the person has no dog's chance of winning the election, and yet been able to convince certain groups that he will win the election. If he loses, sometimes very badly, he must find excuses. I think only time can solve this problem. Ghanaian time and voter education, which we should all do, voter education. So with time, and as the Ghanaian electorate become more and more sophisticated, the lies that politicians tell will not, hold. So, my dear, I hope I have answered you at least halfway.
Okay,
Okay, so that was former chairperson for the Electoral Commission. With time, Guineans will learn. And I think it's happening. I can really feel that. Just with the parliamentary votes, it is happening. We can all witness to this, that very soon things will change in Ghana. Let me bring on Kwame. Let's hear what has been happening in the Ashanti region. Hello, Kwame.
Hello, Emma.
Apomu. Adum. Na Asante Memu to say after elections, Honsumu protest nibi say okoso as it's happening in other part of the region ne Ghana na.
But that's me about my entry was here for 80 Yamishra was down there, Japan now. So Busame say Asante region. Nin Pafrem went to say because Yamiadum or near Edino ye. He said, and it's a 3 year trouble, Bibia Ecoso Wano, Wahano. Na Efa NDC, Amanyuku, and Tiasia, Unyanya, Ewo, about a little commission, HSA, one Eddie in Kugo Mono. And I know that Obana Eba Hanmo, na Ebra Omoba Hano, Omdi Oyetrepa, Cheswa. Na National Women's Organizer, Mame and BCU, and na Udi and Nimuana on a woman for a chimume, ya, Omuba and I cry anywhere any a chiremu, a war, yeah, EC office, ya no muchum said, a bay about to commissano, on na near also a kind of man for whom some pat, abanum, and this Yamayuku, and a D in Kunima. On entry and can't almost by heavy on a year trepa na enye asem ketwa kra jubu saya ai omo abaye tredu hanmo nanso said e si e wo enkran pumpuni mantamu na omo ani apofo e de ebo ani apofo tu so kra no wugina ni mo setinchina omo de omo nko no aha de ne ntisa meka se edu omo no eye asumdue Emma, one minute, it's me a demonstration or more a trusso, a call, baby. I wouldn't ever call. It's almost idea, and it's a Ashanti region, yes. We a demonstration.
Wow. Na mami so otukoko so wa kasawo nia ekoso after abato ehun.
Ebani say opening edie matemante. Bio openi 3 so ana yesi akuma. Enti ensem bi say ba titiri wo henkese bi se ti okoso otufo say to wi na won so. Kia na won empere wo ho meka bi da bi. Otrase na otietia fa no nyina ansampo no beka bia waka nempo beka bia. Sempenifo aka se asem Emma Wachia, oh man, dear near. And you know, so officially, we'll be able to an amount of to take a course of the map. A bear day pass or a babonting. Chance beer a tra a drop from Pietro Bremi. Then your bassa or no betiesim. Now after afternoon, name baby a croy, and he said, you won't be a dear. A bear this year, but it's a beer fountain. Bessie, and yet the can be a found name boom. A National House of Chiefs. And no, I and an him full or more equal ya a what Ghana Hanomo, and I in a woman at the administrative dear at Amanyukua who do our gun head name so mestre. A moon way a parliament could chip or yen the beer and farmer. Bio, yet to abandon you, wouldn't ya say me a baby womb, minting once to be more. A tia. Obestre, Banai. Neko court for say as you see internet court war no minti me ho ase internet court war ho enti wo ya wonim na wa nko court kwotwe asembia ba Ghana and na pese obon no enti ram so ama ogia ho ya ojebiya ono National House of Chiefs President ekasai e de futu ekọ ema amanyofo nyina sebe ya won manhwe na omo emfa asumbiensem emo na chitafo na o de o kan sem bi my hwese e betimi kakra
Abato ye Philippa ba ko na aye president Abato bi eni wa sabe aye perfect da na no so nche se yese esu obi a e ma ne nkasa ba ne yesra ne se yempene ene tension na ekoso ni ade no ena amanyofo no ene won titafo no nkasa na enkofom yehu bida ebi esila kodiboa ebi esila beria other places bebre nti na mu ntu fa eku enhyehye mprofom say no me yakase menti mo ho ase a ede basa beba emza Ghana for yehu bida nti omoti ase ye kan say yakase wi e no so no ye ne other stakeholders enso boom ne ahia won ne no akasa
wey eye oji ahoho yaw tibioto sumieno National House of Chiefs as a Ghana hanyina ahemfo nkabom ko nyina no ono anaye president odano anode afutu ama Ghana for any titru amanyofo se obasere ebe ya ajobere unya woncho hwasia for the chim or court so busa se menhia kasa besine anase amamre kwaso na kotibo ni wenti beka officially enya dia menhia de krate bia ba bonten afa nia ekoso Ghana ha.
Right. I'm just hoping say near ekosui NDC leaders be advise or followers no supporters no to stop what they're doing, and because minimum how long they plan on dragging this.
And no abaya that chance if we say NDC amanyo ko nimpanimfo a edie ni mo no kiremu a omo de omo wagidie se abato no Ghana fo etuma NDC amanyo ko no na abato komisa ya mame jinmensa da no ana won ayeka na sichi ya omachin wonsa aje nkundie no ede ama omampani otedwa so nana ado dankwa akufo ado enti ne ombeko na omo ade omo nsema to wiase ne Ghana fo nyina ni mama omo hunsa ampa yisi echinchim wonsa enti so beka so wiase ma chero nkrofo ne de menyinim ze yese beba so sa de a ni se enti ne se sa odo ni press conference ahodo won eye chi a na sa asmo mo kan nyina ne se won adinkunim na sa nkunim dia omadie no eno ana mo hwe no se abato komisa besa akwa akire na ene wasan adan ensama wakanom and I'm so crama and not that ura same jamfi di NDC America no nim e ma won ade central phone share mu ehye so na nsampi no de tudwa e mu bi o de tudwa ene se ebra isi working kan aba no boaboa no kwasem nie na osesa ema no osesa se de oba tan osesa diapers no they say e man bedru a ne aye na do dia no de bia ka ho mahama de om de bi kan from de ketua bi fiasa no manum afom ko wie ya omo de bi agum ama NPP America no ene Ghana man pen na dan ku fado enti omo ntiase e bi o kirem se parliamentary seats no omo na di nkunim bebere enso wi ase abato komisa no echinchim omo sa agibi ama eye NPP America no ene so mo tiase ne etiase kina enye yie wo de ebra asame jamfi wi sanen sem no ye twekakra enti se de odi nsem tu de wi a ya to aso na ye di efri hono.
All right.
According to the EC, also has 137, even after the region. 137. They used to have 169, and the NDC used to have 106. A gap of 63 after only 4 years. After they claim to have done free SHS, free water, free electricity, sharing COVID-19 stimulus money for Ghanaians, the vote buying, the gun violence and all that. They are praying for a hung parliament. The NDC doesn't have 137 seats in reality. We will not allow the MPP to steal a Sika Doketan, Sefioso, and Takwan Suayem. as the EC declared. Rather, he got 69,297. And President Mahama did not get 14,500, but got 14,617. So the net effect is pardon of votes of 219.
Eno eye Owura Samejemfi ono anaye enkrato bofotene communications director edema NDC amanyuko no wodi to jase abato no de enwiemu fita na EC ewiem edema NPP amanyuko no eno de to jase ba enkrofo ye omunkoko court no se be court ye nkwa no kwa ansa na abako court no chance wa boaboa ho ehunu sampa court na wo kono wonyina so Obakra okwadwaye na ocha na oye ne huyie enti court no de eye option ba ko a ombetimi akọ na enso nye eno nko ania no yie a ombetimi enya ede ma hawa omo ennem eno so Samejemfi erisa ensem.
According to the EC, also has 137 even after the recollation. Yet in Banda, where the NDC won, the MPP, after results have been declared, have gone for recollation. So why will you do recollation for the MPP in Banda and not do collation, or even if you like, recollation for the NDC in Techiman South? And we are being told that go to court. Meanwhile, the law says that after collation, if you are not satisfied with the results, you can demand for recollation at the constituency level. Just like you can demand for recounting at the police station. We have not exhausted these things, and people are saying, go to court, go to court. And so, together with the presidential results, which are all fraudulent, we have rejected these results. Going to court is one legal option available to us. The party will take a decision on that at the end of our audit.
We Owura Samejemfi and Ochiri Mono. Sir, most of the most NDC in Kokoto. Kwan bebre o hon ma e faso e kan sem enti court no kra de trei o boabo munsema no wie na munsampa munsem na dipima na se CPA na won akokos na ye ka no sei no na omampani dada John Dramani Mahama enso abanan edinani achim e wo Techiman South e ka ye ebra abato no e kwaso no pa ensi omo hwere omo enkwa no emu mienu na omo Techiman South ya omampani JDM ekokosra ebusiafo e wo hono na ehoko de tu jase no kwasem ni ono ogidie pa se aban odinkunim nanso obi ayeka na se chit ni sa hwebo ase ye yisi na obi oba wiase wo electoral commission wa bon pa se Mamejemensa no kwasem ni si ato aba wie pa ba kika aba bomo na o strike percentage kura eni ni a abato commission de ba bonti no ensie ni no na se maame no sebe onya de eno ntino ogidie se ene Ghana for s chiri wani ahwensem odi tu gani mu a anke beboa awe bia so timi akoso hono sa de ko tu bia se ono John Dramani Mahama onye bibi e be se Ghana so ndwe na mom e ko at okon na odi ama ye democracy eno so odi tu bia e wo hono mom ansa no kra no na NDC for so akobodom pim e wo ye EC office ya eno e enkran kumpuni mantemu electoral commission original headquarters and so more national headquarters na menka nisa ya just na nyasam ketwa and I'm so am post for cohort ma won eche emu bese aduasan ya enrada woduon ekogina court na okoye kodu odi bo wonyina ne say one unlawful assembly na say nyana ha no emra no kire se mo ya dom na mo dosun dobodom pemu a ko post for ho na makoje tumikrata na posifo ababebo mo ban afi o mabo ejapade wo ho ban eno ndisi ama yekoni mebu na mutu sa na mo o ma anye enti eno yekwadu a won ede ayantam wonum ekomu ebi onso o mu kirem se conspiracy to commit crime na se wabo adwumu pase obetimi edibone eno so o mu di ayantam o mu kon mu a eno so no e wo ho nemo anum sa ade atudwa se o mu ye basabasa ne disruption eno nyina makan nyina bu mu a Mame Efia Kenge ya Okasama Greater Accra Regional Police Command edi atudwa se ni na no omde makogina court anima emra no ene omudi na no nipa dia san nyina no won enya bail ya na se sai o ma baili wo mo na se o mo ahwe ayi wo ne mom o mo kire se oni pa ba ku bia no so onya obi ya oye abanduma ni security no mienu afenso no sika don't so 3,000 Ghana cedis no million no aduasa ya eno aye akade ye omehia ansana wabeli wo mo ni na kemfo no wo mo anya bela enei enhwemu egusua ekoso enti oba Ghana ha de ya asemba ko so esensi ye askori mampon ye na yenim asanwase say na eho shepa
yeah
na ebra etu aba no wie ye na DC ya wo ho no sapre ye ejina NPP amanyeko ni din mu honorable Alidu Sedu na say onu gina ma NPP ana honorable Muntaka Mubarak man triple M onu gina ho edima NDC wi ase na Muntaka Mubarak man triple M wachi Aridu abona femfram na say wadi nkunim ho no na nanu ada assembly members meeting ewo asokore mampo municipal assembly beti an say chale asemesi wo ya nya asem ketwa ye koya entokwa bipe pa ebra omuye meeting no emabunu bia bawura assembly ho ma assembly members be say enso bi die ene omudufu wo mo papa bro wo mu wi ase baako na no ahono pose se bronya balu ya chese on timi ni die sabre hausa ko mu di bira ni na ayanuka
na ade na nkola no koye sa
assembly members na me baso no assembly members na committee ko dwindwin se be mpunto be ba akwento kwa mu se enye obia omu susu se ali du se du MC no na emba nkrofo be bo no na omu kirem se omu akoko busa street light ho asem street light energy commission dia bre omu no mu kirem se omu ye nipa nso assembly members say omu de nkrofo atage omu so me NDC fo nam se honorable no NPP ni do che light no ama omu eno no mko busa ya nei enam so ema nkrofo bi kwato share omu so no mu de omu susu se eye MC no ana ma nkrofo kwato share omu so na ba ya no assembly member ede ma sepeti mpomu honorable Kwame Nkrumah ata ene di nkomo ema ono se de si ye enye ntia omu susu se eye MC ne ma nkrofo ba bu omu o kirem ye hwe na ye ntie kakra
all right
me da wase me che wo chefo nyina de ko meeting na general assembly meeting assembly bia no afi di twato 70 bia my letters of invitation na ye call meeting the meeting is at 10:30 na ye didn't come your previous meeting the matters arising from the previous meeting and na you could do be street lights MC chair ya wa ma yibi and assembly members or my assembly members ni wa ma bibi nti ye and say okay na meeting so ya capture lights need for Ministry of Energy and a beba nti say for Ministry of Energy na eba the identity na ye come assembly members bi nya ma bibi na ehun ko bank wa show kakra nti assembly members na akasa na ye didi enwa tinye ye be wan say ni baby fia bonten as akofo su na ye non supporters of honorable Alidu Sedu go so ma gbogbo meeting na afa di omo de obi aye target omo wa shase aye ka ye nya street lights ni bi no ma shase di asumbo ba ko na mi ka se mi ma so ya bo ne be prensa e so me mene na ba ko so ono so sa ya na no nyina paapai na ye je ko meeting de ko se na se meeting no sia ko na se ye ko duro meeting na gate na no na se san ko fia ye kan kwa ne go na ye hwe chiro mu je na se ade o ma popo se ene o mu bedi sa duma no na je o mu de adi enu se ye ko assembly meeting na ye nka bi shemu na ye ka enema e ha ye wo en peso na ya beto a share so assembly meeting wa ya bobo yin na
so na bo wala ma assembly members do say na e ba ye o mabu
assembly members e ba ye o mabu yen ye enso ye nya street light ni bia ye ka wan asem no ma sa be bu yen enso
o ka say lecture ya be na
we was betting pom kan ya ya mamba akokra na me ka wan asem na ya bebu me
okay yes uni eska so tie ya sepeti mpom assembly member na yenso yitwamu kakra ya ne se assembly members bi so akọ no o ma twere numbers MC no odi we ye e wa baturo ni mu alum ye gu obobo so ana o ma twere ase honorable ware na eno so na bi mususu se e she honorable na bufu a enei wonum o ma nkrofo ko buru assembly members no se le peni aka se bibia ko kaba pa enye grade no na se no se yitwamu kakra any pictures kakra after send the quantity e bi a chire no eno so epi e ba ye ntimi nia ensam no de e doso ye gi adwe be chi so e hwe so frawo and the Yemen dan quas and Memena dear.
There be.
No, it is here. Na who froze what was Yami Adma, that's an it was not taxi and some to do on one. Na fire one TV so they are soon at the 4 any a tier 4 near her phone.
Yo, Kwame, you better was near you my pa Mokoso elbow a boa fire one at your 4 near a tier 4. Yamin Shermo. Na dasende minim say obeba minim say coming week near holiday is this Saturday, but yesterday will be live out here and I hope so you get us more.
Yeah, that's some adama.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Thank you.
Bye. Right, you better call me. I say, well, the reports for the buy. You know, you don't mind. For many wait to me where I come in fact assume dream and also this goes out to the MPPs yeah best so munim se mu huro bi e woni sita walusu ana we munyai emfa assume dream e huro mode e yawo na e komu. That is why the NDCs are out there on the street. We are one nation, we are the same people. Whoever leads, we are all hoping for the same goal. Inti moma asumdwe and prevail. Ne huru wait me no it won't help anything. Moma yintwaso. You better aso. So have any comment on this?
It's kind of a normal person. The teacher Kwame Asina. In fact, me a whole lot of press conference. Me most have UTV, they have critical issues with Akusha Popia with one MDC lawyer called lawyer offering counsel. I mean, you see from their point, it's kind of the information on what they back out to. And you one, it's like two different information. Okay, when you go to people not part of the party leaders, they're talking about runoff. I almost say they know Circle for ABT to Mahama. But when you say 50+1, according to their numbers, there's a Kufuado is like 49 something, when you're 50. Into a runoff. But when you come to the part of Sami Delphi and those people, they also say Mahama, and then they're 50+1. So which one is the message I'm sending it out?
We have no clue.
And then two, you know, Sami Jamfi, some of this press conference. In fact, if you want to be like a young politician coming out in a year, I said, obeying the credibility, because in some way, okay, I will nipa who and Toronto does so you will be. And then you are just such a young guy trying to get yourself in politics.
Yep.
Or such a platform, but. And simply say, one, you are talking about you want to fight for, recount or whatever, turn off the results or whatever. But who your lawyer? Who they say, who you behind your lawyer can argue? You are a lawyer.
Yeah.
You know the law. Know the procedure. You know the China necessary there. Okay. You talking about the what do you call it? On the 9th December, 9th December, then they came out with all this. So you have, after 10th December, the NDC had the right to go to court.
Yeah.
I said, by the 10th December, no more rights to file case at court.
Do you think they'll be doing it?
No,
I doubt it. You know what? Me, Joanna, let's listen to watch this this video hear from the horse's mouth. So let's watch this.
All political parties, especially the NDC, in this democratic experiment of ours, we cherish you and we appreciate the coverage you have given us all these years, and particularly during the conduct of the December 7, 2020 polls. Before we start, I wish to make a point or address an issue that happened in our premises today, my attention has just been drawn to the fact that some media men, when you were coming for this press conference, were nearly harassed down there by some of our party supporters. As National Communications Officer of the party, I have the permission of the leadership of the party to apologize to all of you. We are very sorry for that. Like I said, we appreciate the good work you're doing for Mother Ghana. And so, you are not our opponents, you are not our enemies. And we are very sorry that we recorded such an incident. To NDC supporters watching and listening to this press conference, it is important for us to understand that the media is the fourth estate of the realm. We need the media, we need their platforms to convey our message, and the media also needs the NDC. One cannot do without the other, and so we must always collaborate and work together. So, ladies and gentlemen, because this is a press conference and not a trial, and because of time constraints, because we can't show you everything we have, we are just going to show you. Now, we've tabulated all the results from all 206 polling stations. Now, the NPP, according to the Electoral Commission, here we are talking about candidate Akufo-Addo, got 69,399. 69,399. This is what the Electoral Commission declared for candidate Akufo-Addo in the presidential elections in Ebiso. 69,399. President Mahama got 14,500. Now, when we collated all the figures from the 206 polling stations in Ebiso, President Akufo-Addo did not get 69,300. That's candidate Akufo-Addo got 48,817. And candidate Mahama got 13,300. But in reality, candidates, okay, so sorry, I've been swapping the figures. The EC's declaration is the one in the third column, 48,717. But the collated figure is 48,817. So they have added 100 votes to President Akufo-Addo's numbers. President Mahama's votes 13,690. But what has been declared for him is 13,300. So they have reduced 390 from his votes. So you add 100 to 390, you get 490. Let me just correct the Akrofum one, because I think I made the same mistake there too. What the East, that one is correct. So I think those who did this sheet is what, there's a bit of a problem there. So
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18, 19, 10, 10, 10. 10,
Several cases, like I said, widespread cases of pardon of the presidential election results in several constituencies. And if you put the figures together, that alone, this infraction alone, is enough to push the presidential election into a second round. That is just pardon. So we have all flaws in the presidential results as declared and released and subsequently gazetted by the G-Mensa-led Electoral Commission. Is our renowned statistician, a lecturer from University of Ghana, Dr. Justice Moses Ahito.
Well, we are proving this in our first presentation that if you go by Electoral Commissioner Jim Mensah's own statement, indeed Nanado did not receive the 50.8% if the Techiman South vote would have been added. Nanado will have polled 49.625% and Mahama will have polled 46.8%. Clearly, it tells you that there's no winner. So if Madam Jim Mensah were to take her time for the vote at Techiman South to be actually brought in, that would have made a big difference in the decision that you have made.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18, 19, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 1, 10, 10, 7, 10, 10, 8, 8, 10.
Well, Susana Cheda, me say here, mathematicians, ako Ghana, ako boa, because 10, idiot, dear beboa. So say, NDC for allegation or moyena, I just say, so say, na nyeso no more winning be more. Because we are getting two different information right here. So say musi ye ria mu ye winnie. Mapa akofa mo Professor Bejina ho mathematician or say ECIA mistake. The gazetted information di ba any nyina no I wrong. We be afibi mu no di bi akan obi ho. Fine. Sesa na ye mo asema na mo fo say mo calculations right. Take it to court. Because mnim say ye nyina ye nipa ho onfa so even gwa machines ya de ye adwuma nipa na ye machines ni ko to de ye mistakes because nipa na put the information in it nipa de da ye mistake in life bibia ye bia na mistakes ewom. Nothing is perfect but we try to perfect it. It is a move say near calculations aba near mako lady ma collecting more evidence ni nyina no if everything is adding up take it to court because mamu presentation am be ye chami say mamu kram nyama na musima keka bom na ye perfect no there are mistakes in there. You are not perfect. A lot of mistakes. It's more evidence. Get your things right. Get your things right because some give you a lawyer. The things that Ubejina Bejuma out there no Obi the Kokota it will go against you. And for now I'll even tell EC to take you some finish to court. Because now more the about must evidence Magada Maya say mo put two things together. EC didn't get their number right and all things right with all this insult no. EC has every right to sue you. And I will really love to see that. Take you to court. Now because some fan court. Into move fan court in other round is in famonko. Now munema na mo wano mo fambra number me challenge in court against EC because niama mo debano and what it's not adding up. Mon kwana mo kofa niama a different way because you can't resource ni we more a lot of time you should have come out more evidence and cause some the following day. You don't wait for about a week later. No more say okay straight up monema no more can boom no more say ya diaba ya namesni ya because last week me be requested for monames in terms say na me kan na mote intimu diaba say ya namesni monama nso me nyintum etimu wo fofra ade apa mo fambra because ye kan mo simu nyintum because mo na mo wini say the maba say e was say run off because namano the president elect no onya the 50.0 whatever they are saying no now momo de na correct yate ya be pay aboafo if he say China will say US no matter boamu put the count together if you add the sentence together and maybe we'll get somewhere. Slide yeah.
Ska nika na the radio trend that in the connect the F. Na say the media the me person me say. for them coming out with this, no, now they have changed their story from Mahama.
Yep, saying we won and they are still for it. Yep.
They should go back with the press conference and talk to their supporters who are on the street.
So say Adebiano okasa too much. If you now okasa no kra no mistakes nkwa na wo ye.
Yeah, tell me the thing. What's your work up? Ska, okay, we are seeing no crab at the pool. And idea, we are saying you need substitute. Yanka say enka ebeyesi enka ebekosi. Eye mass 1 + 1 untimi ka say 2.1. And now 1.999999 raised to the power. Then one random figure 2. 1 + 1 is 2. British there, Obiani said to be a kind of brothel. The thing that was centered on one statement. Yeah. Some and those people, the thing that you're inserting in their people, no, they should go back and let them know. Somebody like this guy we are talking about, Kevin Taylor, they should talk to this number. So now one cast 6 million people now. We are now and I really know. I'm just one quarter of the change statement. Let me tell you, Rebecca, and I'm so sad. Yeah, look at this. I say now, the NDC are blocking some of the media people to come into their press conference.
And they were harassing them. So he apologized. But someone of mine incited this and it's happening. So why are you apologizing now?
What sense does it make? Now, me, some of the media stations are, I'm going to refer Gabon. Say, me, a media, God be my witness. And means send no report to be a press conference. Because what to me tell radio, so let me tell her, Akosia Popia, sister, she was very mad. The way the NDC was accusing some of this. Next time I can say a bit more. Body, Yabu despite media, joy, Yabu Budi, because these people, they had their result from the NPP office, and I watched Captain Smart with an NDC woman organizer for, I think, Greater Accra someone. And then this woman was just to the point of insulting Captain Smart. When he tried, say, a bad director, no.
Yeah, I have that. I don't want to talk about that today because they just don't have their fact right and they don't accept the fact. My main fact you know, the viewers on Facebook, please, if you come on here, I feel your pain, NDCs. Please, we are all Guineans here. We are just trying to send out the truth and not the fake news. We send out the right information. Yes, sure. Don't put any insult comment. We always want to send out the truth. That is all we're about. We love the country. We love the people. Election outcome. Maybe that is not what you were expecting. And maybe I'm winning. There shouldn't be any ill feelings here or insult. May accept that on here, please. We love you and we know you love what we're doing. That's why you come on here. And we want everybody to stay on. Let's get along on here and be happy. We don't want insult. Me pamacho. Sly and Trasso.
Because what kind of people are some people need the same thing in a reaction there. What kind of this was not maybe bad, the same thing in the bank.
But in the press conference, no, I heard something. I'll say TV3 and Joy News and UTV have apologized for their publication of the results, no, which I haven't seen that. So if anybody have an info, please can you send that to me? I really want to see that. And plus, I always want to verify everything that I hear. I don't want any fake news, nothing going out. So we always want the truth to go out from here.
I'll say a handful.
TV3, Joy News and UTV. I apologize for publishing the results they put out.
Joy News and UTV. UTV for one, I can confidently tell you same TV because me UTV me tell you mama and one I'm share the whole, especially Akosia Popia and the program for 3 to 4 hours.
If you Popia, yeah.
If you have been news review with the lawyers, the two lawyers, both from MPP and NDC, And then the lawyer from councillor from NDC apologized. Opa obiupa won ko the read just another party. Opa chow. Some of the allegations that the NPP, NDC for no about NPP. I mean the media people having their resolve from the, like I said, from the NPP office and say that they are all NPP, they are citing, they are helping the NDC to NPP to come to power. Maintaining into that in there. For me, UTV may share be about TV3 and anything about joy use. But here's the thing: we all in Ghana, we all Ghanaian, we all understand politics. And I say, listen, no, unya nipa minu as a president. You don't have
no, you only have one.
It to be one. But the thing is that if you don't understand something, we have the right channel. That's what we are talking about. Be on the street, it won't change the result. Let me tell you, the violence or whatever will never change the result. That will not push the judges to judge it on somebody's behalf or other person's behalf. The right thing has to be done. Look at 2012. Look at how it went. And from there, I love what the Soviet just said. After that, all the 4 general secretaries and all the 4 party chairmen, and when decided to come together and talk. That is a good sign.
After all, we're all humans. And I didn't be say, you be at the street so bad in penny for no and the candidate no or tifie and I thought I was sorry or call in places walking about on foreign leaders calling on them to come and overturn the election. I don't know how that is gonna happen. I don't know what the response will be, but yeah, Bompire say you guys will come out and tell your people something good to kind of calm things down. My lines are open. If you have contribution, please call. Mama send a comment on Facebook. I'll be reading that aloud. But if you have something to say, don't hesitate. Call. If you're outside, you are submit me after your WhatsApp line +1 720 238 1489 +1 720 238 1489. Within yours, with me after 303 800 6277 303 800 6277. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. So share our YouTube. We are live too on YouTube. You can go on there and watch it. Subscribe to our channel and make sure so that channel notification on, so whenever we come live, you'll be noted. I have somebody out in Upper East, Bukubi, watching you live from Tamu in the Upper West. Upper West. Keep the good. We are from Caroline. All right, this was what she wanted. We're wishing Alicia Ajay Kumi a happy birthday. It is your birthday today. We're wishing you a happy birthday. I hope your day was good out, and congratulations to you on passing your BECE. We really hope you have a good time in your next study ahead. That will be in high school. Isaac commented Mahama won 2020 election. Mahama, who is the president elect, not anyone else. Very wicked people. This is from Adam. We shall protect them together, right? All right. From Jones, watching from Kumasi. Thanks for tuning in. Miss Gladys also watching from Sakman, Ghana. Who else is here? The voice of hero is from Adam. Miss Gladys again commented. Let me see here. Peaceful and good fearing leader. Nanado. Talking about what happened. His response in 2012 elections. I will be reading more as we're still going on. So if you like to call, please do call and comment. Bring your thought in. I have another comment again. People who want development and free education voted for Nana, but those against voted for change. I think we have our first caller.
Hello, ma kwabari ba 51 pacho dini baby afrefi.
Pacho de Mama Gladys, a free sacrament.
Yo ma Gladys mo anko.
Pacho. Yo. Ma ti discussion to me na kakra me kandia fo aso ne say. Ghana ye pasumdwe, obi e pasumdwe. Ni awon NDC for namo abonten so na omo ye. Womu enkwita evidence e kire se womu awinu. Se wokuta bibi a wo nyina so a ana na wusoro se wo kokot. And they say critical issue UTV NDC a lawyer or lady woman nenam no say counting no na lady Mahama but anka omu here round off maybe an na nya 51 no wanya beda na waka so lady nipa yi lady 500,000 votes. We say we here round off for saying. You know, one more Sunday, Dr. Faridan can say, one more Brobosia promise say, one more bar, one more Ayaju Musica, we Yabama way, na memo. And a one more year BB, supporters, no, every racheche ama kase ampa. Ye wini ye ni ye wiemu but obi ani ho a wa wiemu omo observe se ba ye foreign ne yi nyina obi asade ne ko pepepe wo mo nko a mo se ye wiemu a mo fa evidence nso nkokota mo se ye nkokot ye settle na outside court obeda no wa settle na outside court ade aya mo bonu ye kra no na general secretary aye press conference Yen ye Speaker of Parliament, ye mobo abenye. And I nya 146. No, ye one way easy for. One ye easy for. Sanya ye yama 2012. No, more kwacha Feridan kwacha 27-0 ne a ye. Na pink sheets. When ye be na ye or say voters from abroad. Yes, so producer. When Timian produce even 1,000, no, so nipa 241,000. If he amanone evo 2 yeno, no, and a woman shronti a woman Timian cocoton. Etino yade yato nana aneko, ne yabeko so atanechi.
Yo,
a woman sa pie dear. So, in we are more I buy a no. Say, ya gazette ewie no ne yeso mo ina ne a owi a obi o de oye say yo wo ni pa crofel so obi awia wa fa kokot
yo
MPP for so bebre wo parliament a mo si ye wia wo mo
yo ma
etini nyina bede ti en twen ne urade e wo mayen
yo ma yo beda wase yo nyami shara
mo aduma ne nkoso
yo
ni chia slide yo
ma ojoso ne bye bye
yo bye.
Hello. You ma come at the fire one patrol dini baby offer free.
Patrol because of UK looting.
Patrol brabas mo anunko.
I'm say NDC for no. I don't know if day one no chance say even easy if you can be a viable. Fira chassis na mu de kono sem achassie efiri achassie entine se ekoba se nipa na ninku na odna dwene ne se de achassie na odi achassie ne se ye bono kono no that's what the team ntien aye na dwene na se kono na ye bono san se edu wa bikwa ka se wa nwene a na se ye bono kono
ye wiem
na obele betwe obebi ye wie no entine se odi kono na achassie ma epese anwene no supporters ni nyina ya na mo adwen se ya bono kro no entino se okaso wujamu a ye fedi bi amano entino aye na adwen se okitam twintwan se de onya mana ni mu wase na de no so hwe a bisia bi akodim tino se nipa ni jama na kwa se no joso ena ama we nyina aba na menka ma we nyina nkoya wa because before no ma sha say ya bokra ne yanya be sha say o street nka man nko ti sa ayi ma we di say we akoy obonyo mi kra say reso mai aka we eka to ho say here anyi aba na nko suka be sha say o street enti na de na kodo mutim say a street na no be sha say na even say mosquito so no so aka nti I say what is nyina de ma dwena I say sha say o street na ma manfo ay de agye amaye so no enya dia ebetimasi bentiminsi enti no me de na American agency o munya botana ni ombia no court na ebeka ma yi nyina ya tiase because ekoko to kwa anya dia because na na do koye na anye yi no o nya botere aka chira mo se di me pe mai enti no mfa na me pa wo ni mo na tiase se banyina makasa enti se bibi sa si na se wo so be bie wani na ka wakasa mpo a na nka ni aya ni awda chikire ama wachidifo
enti eden futo na de be ma NDC mpanyufo ni teacher John Mahama
na me de be man NDC mpanyufo ewura John Mahama se on hu Ghana mabo because ya ICBA no asia wie nto hu Ghana mabo do hu mu kokurafo kra mabo at least yende yewa burochire na ewunu anu so ho ebusunafo nyina wo ho enti me nka se yewa burochire nti nyina ye dia because me ntimi ntana ha forever and ever ebekufi
no correct
enti no hwe minor asisi penso a omu nyina dwamba Ghana no sisi yesu ntimi nyana nkom ho because is a system na ye minor se de be ko ebenyu ba biatana enti no onya bibia manenka na bibia nkopepepe ma bia so no honto no
mini remember yeda wase yema wa official panso yenim se waka no John Mahama otie enti obetie na obetie pa otie fa ya one enti otie yeda wase nyame show bye bye bye. Your lines are still open. Until we are afraid you to me answer, you can call and bring your contribution. Yamin Shamo, I'm afraid, with contribution. I still have some comment that I will continue to read as we're going. This is from Goodway Melody. Please let the man know he's grown enough to speak the truth. For we Ghanaians voted for change because we had enough of the corruption. Yeah, I agree with you. In every governance there's corruption, and I don't accept that either, but I think the majority carries the vote. What happens to the other 500,000 plus people that voted for this man? If they think he's doing a good job and they want to continue, let him continue for another 4 years. 4 years now will come really flying by, just like this one date from 2016. Indeed, NDC4, Mr. We want a good economy for the country. We want things to be better for Oman Ghana. One more bridging in a ho near travel from my. So, yes, still, Mobeko Munchi, one way or the other. And to more brecha, more say, I saw a comment here somewhere that I wanted to read. From Abu, he said the white man is aware of cut, but yet still he created again. Yes, he did create again, but one can say, Yesua bana want to want to akuchutu kukumunia because unto want to abatunim. And into court woho, what they call court. Now court an investigation or evidence near Buasemon. Your best sermon. I say I heard video away from Dr. Sam Okujeto after the election response.
You're supposed to raise that matter there. If you think that the count does not represent what it is there, you're supposed to point this out to the returning officer. Even if you want a recount, because you thought that there was some error, you are supposed to raise that there, so that if there is need to be a recount, the recount would have been done. Because if you don't do that, then whatever result is announced is meant to be authentic. If you have reason to believe that that was not authentic, of course you can challenge it.
No, but the NDC has raised critical concerns about the authenticity of the result being declared at various constituencies, and also even the presidential result. They've cited instances where their party agent failed to sign the pink sheets, and yet the returning officers at the constituency level declared their opponent winners. Again, with the presidential election, they think the EC manipulated the figures in favor of the governing NPP.
You get the point that if you refuse to sign the pink sheet, the returning officer is not supposed to go to your house to go and look for you to come and sign the pink sheet. If you refuse to sign it,
but you disagree with the figures, and that is why you don't want to sign.
No, if you disagree with the figure, you're supposed to challenge it there and then. It is not a post matter. You're supposed to challenge it there and then, because you were there when they were counting the thing. You're supposed to participate in all that. You're supposed to participate in all that process. Why did you not participate in the process? Did you go out to sleep? So where were the agents when all this was supposed to be taking place? This is the whole issue.
So does the NDC have a legitimate claim?
Well, that's what I'm saying, that you cannot depend upon your own negligence to go and start attacking the Electoral Commission. You cannot use your own negligence to attack the Electoral Commission. Why were your agents not there?
So you want to say that the party agent at the polling station and the collation center perhaps did a poor job. That is why probably the NDC is crying foul.
Well, they are crying. They should cry foul about the people, the kind of caliber of people they sent to the police station. Or because they were negligent, they want to put the blame on the electoral officers.
Is that your own reading of the situation?
That is my understanding.
You are blaming the defeats of the NDC on
saying,
your own
I
negligence?
am saying that if it is not so, they should go to the court to go and challenge. Only the court has the power to check and cross-check that evidence, if they can produce the evidence to support it.
The NDC thinks that they won this election. Just that
you cannot just say you won the election. If you win the election, days after the election, you are not telling me that you are trying to tabulate the pink sheet. If you have not tabulated the pink sheet, how did you come by your assumption that you won the election? This is simple logic. The pink sheet are the ones supposed to tell you what the results were. Now, if you did not tabulate the pink sheets to know what the result is, and to tell you this is not mathematics, it's only arithmetic. You don't even need the dumbest person can do it, because these days the computer adds it up. You don't have to do anything.
Oh, well, video credit to Joy News. Thank you for this interview. I think we've heard enough. Seriously. Some of this are really overwhelming. I do have videos of the protest and stuff. I just don't want to show it. I'll save that for another time. But we're still here. With your comment, with your contribution, please do so. Within the URS with me for 303-800-6277. 303-800-6277. Outside URS with me for your WhatsApp line, +1-720-238-1489, +1-720-238-1489. Sly, what's your response to Dr. Sam Okudzeto's response?
No, as I can. The year can any the okay in Susie.
That's it.
Naso Nipa and Command, Obifi says the party.
Oh, yeah.
And I come up party.
Any attempt did you be a pa?
Oh, and Scano and Sa me no cry, make an answer some people. But it was said. No credit ever compare. And what kind of credit here? Obi or kind of credit or can't send me. We are. Oh, the upper man 40 years, 50 years, Busana Sasa and one of Becca. Then, so who didn't try. I mean, you Busasa, and ɛna ba mu pɛ wo sese wa
ɛno sa na so wasɛm a woka
ɛno na sɛ police ni wɔkyewa odu kɔsɛ dan obusa wɔtwa no asɛm bia ne agya hɔ 2-3 hours ne asaba biem na asɛm no obusa in a different way
na hu ne awonka na wa komete o
yeah but what kind of cry obusa 25 times and one abeka on the maternity and one year can one when the Pofako police station also mun shamian kaban ya kaban omanim omasai omaji pin sheet. What is the constitution say? Say on tiasimpoa you challenge it right there. You sign and you put your your petition right there. But on tell one upon year na letter commission by 3 days time or by Kabaya, I find a winning num who pull agent for if you airport pin sheet. And then with that you don't even have all your pin sheet together. No one can know who's on the way winning.
You know, let me read this comment, another comment from Goodwin Melody. I'll say, so when will you people stand for justice? Here we do stand for justice. That's why you did the truth matters. We always want the truth because we always want the truth out, and we do stand for justice. Instead of following your stomach, we are all in Ghana. If you mean Akufo-Addo won and NDC didn't have evidence, let us know. If the figure, EC, the figures that they are saying and changing for about 7 times after declaration, still make NPP to get the real figure, which will tell they won this election. So that, you know what, I just want to throw a challenge to EC. If NDC continues to do this and don't accept and bring in all this fake news, all these press releases are good. I have some, but I'm not going to read them today because of time. They are good. But in other words, the flag bearer, I remember 3 days to the election day, they did sign a peace agreement. If he has forgotten, and chair will sign it, and I know that is abide by law. And to say all my peace prevail in the country, easy, sue them, take them to court. So because almost so we'll see the outcome because asumje emba of my name. We want peace to prevail, and we always stand for justice. Before a peace, Bebano, you take it to court. Before you get justice, you take it to court. Then that is where the court system will determine. That is what we are seeking the NDCs to do.
Justice.
Our streets, so that is their understanding now.
Yemfa Tamamoto way, and Yemfa Kantamanto, a jar would bet to Washington. And I Yemfa justice Sabio, our yeast officer, and Yemfa the court. That is why I said the court, they have so many branches. Until you go to all the branches, now free just one, you still go appeal on the Supreme Court. What is the highest, court at what Ghana? And then it come up before 9 judges. Inti say 9 judges no ya tukura no a entiawa ebekowafa. On the mission. Inti say what the mrade be say what dey fa say what the mrade e hyem nsami. Na mutu sa ewo ama amen bia and that's mo ye demonstration. Inti say me sabio oba meso ewo mi dwam. Na so be talking no man. What do you expect me to do? You talk about peaceful demonstration, but I know demonstration is what? On the street, not inside.
In somebody's shop, yeah.
What I say, will be in shop. Send the paroe pipinio, or your Missinio, or your CPPNio, or your PPPNio, or your Huayo. You don't know the part of belonging to. And because you are showing your destiny now, we'll run a shop. That was a sad moment.
Also, by watching this video, a response to voice.
To reconfirm the figures that we have, because this case might end up in court, I don't know. I cannot mention anything for now, but we're doing an audit, and based on that, we'll take whatever decision we need to take. But I think that the incompetence the EC has shown, it will be useful for us to do.
In Ghana, the presidential candidate for the main opposition, National Democratic Congress, is calling for an independent forensic investigation into the recent elections. Former President John Dramani Mahama says the conclusion of the inquiry will determine the opposition party's next move. Mahama's remarks come after the Electoral Commission declared incumbent President Nana Akufo-Addo winner of the presidential poll with 51% of the vote ahead of Mahama's 47%. In part one of Viewers' exclusive interview with Mahama, he tells Peter Cloete that the Electoral Commission must learn from the errors it committed to ensure they are never repeated in future polls.
Well, in the run-up to the election, there were a lot of flaws in the process, and we kept drawing attention to them. And it's like the Electoral Commission was adamant to our call, but on election day, we saw exactly what happened. This is the most incompetent election we've had. I mean, everything about this election does not reach the standard that Ghana's Electoral Commission, has attained for itself. Ghana's Electoral Commission is held in high esteem as one of the best electoral commissions. Unfortunately, this election, she can't even get the results right. The declaration is all over the place.
Mr. President, I saw your press conference where you rejected the result. So with this rejection, what are you going to do to make your case to the people of Ghana? Since you said they voted for you, how are you going to convince them that you won the election?
Well, we know we did, and we are currently doing a forensic audit of all the constituencies. First, to establish what happened there, and then secondly, to reconfirm the figures that we have. Because this case might end up in court, I don't know. I cannot mention anything for now, but we're doing an audit, and based on that, we'll take whatever decision we need to take. But I think that the incompetence the EC has shown, it will be useful for us to do a forensic audit of the EC's own systems and the numbers to come to what the final number for the EC is. Because as of now, I don't know what number they're going to gazette.
But Mr. President, what is your reaction to the African Union poll observer mission that came out saying that the elections were transparent, credible, and that most people were not prevented from voting? The ECOWAS poll observer mission led by Madam Johnson Sirleaf said the same thing, that it was peaceful and transparent. So what do you say to these prominent African organizations that monitor the poll, pretty much giving a stamp of approval to the elections?
Normally, when you have an observer mission like that, you need to wait and see their final report, because often they give the report up to the point of counting. And it's true, I mean, the whole day was peaceful. People went about, voting without any problems, and the queues were orderly, and so they'll say all that. And there were a few instances of people caught with pre-printed ballot sheets. I mean, the video evidence is there. Normally, their final report will capture the collation process, and so this report does not capture the collation process, and a lot went wrong with the collation process.
Mr. President, 4 years ago, when you lost the election, you handed over peacefully. I was here in Accra when you held a news conference that you had called then opposition leader Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to concede. People are saying you have proven that you are a true Democrat. They said, why are you not doing the same thing now?
In the interest of the more than 6 million people who voted for me, I must uphold our democracy and hold the Electoral Commission to higher standards, and hold this government to a higher standard in terms of our democracy. I mean, the way they've conducted this election, the government, President Akufo-Addo, and the Electoral Commission, is a dent to our democratic credentials as a government. And so, in my principles as a Democrat, I can't be seen to be sweeping it under the carpet and just letting it go. I think that we must bring closure to this by seeing exactly, where the issues are. And I mean, if an independent audit is done by the EC, we bring somebody in to crunch the numbers, do an independent audit. If I lost, why not? I mean, I'll be the first to concede and, walk away. But as long as that is not done, and I know that there was a deliberate attempt to subvert the will of the people in favor of the incumbent, it will be wrong for me in terms of our democratic processes to just leave it, because we will not learn the lessons of this election. I think that we must learn the lessons of this election so that we don't repeat it in a future one.
Well, sir, this is all I got to say. If you won't let go and you want an independent investigation, the only way to get that is to go to court. That will be the only way that the court will order that to be done. I don't know whichever way you plan on attaining this, but sending folks out on the street, not telling them to stop all the route and destroying of properties, that won't solve anything. Take your matter to court. What do you think?
Scott, what's in the interview? No, okay, simply one. Say, ya two aba. Ya bobo aba. Ya two aba ni in 83 days and sana ya bobo. Ya bobo we no, ose onyin tum. I did a couple of days, you be your interview. Also, you guys are now trying to do audit. Okay. Now my question is, on your audit, on your one, or say they are trying to correct all the sheets. One, go through the audit. 3, get confirmed. He used these 3 statements. I had the speech. I mean, then some more kind of make one step. He talk about audit. He talk about sheet. He talk about the confirmation. So 1, on your audit, on your sheet, 1, on your audit 2, on to me confirming. How do you? I don't know what to be buy out to say what we need last. And then sir, by electoral commission bad one thing with this, sir. You don't just go to the electoral commission. What to me attacking the electoral commission? That is not the right procedure. Obiano as a party member, sir, if you don't go say, if you are mommy, if you don't go say, I buy a boy one tiasia. What do you mean call intimidate the electoral commission at them? I don't want to be a part of the electoral commission money PC. Like last week, they call Secretary South, a call.
Equal demanding patient, yeah.
Equal demanding their patient. No, you can do that. The only person who can demand those things, for even to the point of recount to anything, is the Supreme Court. That is the highest place you can demand that, you know. As a president, as a person, you know this. You should know this. Party members, the party leaders, you should know this. Oh, but I am so sad.
You know what? Just replay of Okudzeto's interview. What he said. If they have anybody to blame, they have to blame their reps at almost any call polling stations now.
Yes, that is the only people. And then the question is, did you send the right people? Did you send the party members? How do you treat them? What I said, did they do the good job? Because the thing is that they said when they are counting, you have 2 people. You have to send 2 reps. 2 reps.
Yeah.
It is about 777 Tafracha. Okodane na akra na bakujina. And you know, out of these 2 reps in every police correction centers.
For the benefit of those who just joined us, let's listen to some of Okudzeto's interviews again. See who is to be blamed here.
You're supposed to raise that matter there. If you think that the count does not represent what it is there, you're supposed to point this out to the returning officer. Even if you want a recount, because you thought that there was some error, you are supposed to raise that there, so that if there is need to be a recount, the recount would have been done. Because if you don't do that, then whatever result is announced is meant to be authentic. If you have reason to believe that that was not authentic, of course you can challenge it.
No, but the NDC has raised critical concerns about the authenticity of the result being declared at various constituencies, and also even the presidential result. They've cited instances where their party agent failed to sign the pink sheets, and yet the returning officers at the constituency level declared their opponent winners. Again, with the presidential election, they think the EC manipulated the figures in favor of the governing NPP.
You get the point that if you refuse to sign the pink sheet, the returning officer is not supposed to go to your house to go and look for you to come and sign the pink sheet. If you refuse to sign it,
but you disagree with the figures, and that is why you don't want to sign.
No, if you disagree with the figure, you're supposed to challenge it there and then. It is not a post matter. You're supposed to challenge it there and then, because you were there when they were counting the thing. You're supposed to participate in all that. You're supposed to participate in all that process. Why did you not participate in the process? Did you go out to sleep? So where were the agents when all this was supposed to be taking place? This is the whole issue.
So does the NDC have a legitimate claim?
Well, that's what I'm saying, that you cannot depend upon your own negligence to go and start attacking the Electoral Commission. You cannot use your own negligence to attack the Electoral Commission. Why were your agents not there?
So you want to say that the party agents at the polling station and the collation center perhaps did a poor job. That is why probably the NDC is crying foul.
Well, they are crying. They should cry foul about the people, the kind of caliber of people they sent to the police station. Or because they were negligent, they want to put the blame on the electoral officers.
Is that your own reading of the situation?
That is my understanding.
You are blaming the defeat of the NDC on their own negligence?
I am saying that if it is not so, they should go to the court to go and challenge. Only the court has the power to check and cross-check that evidence, if they can produce the evidence to support it.
NDC thinks that they won this election. Just that
you cannot just say you won the election. If you win the election, days after the election, you are not telling me that you are trying to tabulate the pink sheet. If you have not tabulated the pink sheet, how did you come by your assumption that you won the election? This is simple logic. The pink sheet are the ones supposed to tell you what the results were. Now, if you did not tabulate the pink sheets to know what the result is, and to tell you this is not mathematics, it's only arithmetic. You don't even need the dumbest person can do it, because these days the computer adds it up. You don't have to do anything.
Well, so in my understanding, what I got through this interview, NDC for more be to blame your reps. Or more sending more to the polling stations where the results were counted, because someone in charge representing the party to sign to verify before everything goes to EC. And I know said during election time, each party beyond one head office with their collated members in their strong rooms putting numbers together. So let's be fair here. Don't blame this only on EC. Blame it on your reps, because someone sign it will not go through. Now, Sebibi or no man here right there when they were counting. Now that is where they should have challenged it. There for it to be recounted. And there are videos circulating say some places some vote has been added to the MPPs, and some were taken from the NDCs and all of that, and other ballot sheets were added, and I don't know where this is coming from. Because when you say in each polling station, Biano, there were security present there, there were reps present there from each party. Enti edene akasa bebrebe edene mente names na banas, because any is for minim pefe se munim names, but mo for the right names number out mo pese mo ye na chaos na dede say ya. What are you trying to gain out of this?
Mumpesa sumdwe bebo menimu. What are you trying to gain? Tell me. What are you trying to gain? Because munim munames before kransa isi babekan munim pefe nyamienum nukre, you know it. So why change stuff after 10 days after declaration? No about no masiye no mesni. Obi o lead mu to this. Minim say before I ever to aban mo kan in some of your campaigns say when we near ye wiamu. And I know where you are learning it from. Mu suya efi US ha. But US ade na ekono. Mu he akori o saying. No way bisa. If this is your strategy, it's not working. I'll tell you to go and come with a better plan for 2024. Go and come with a better one. This ain't working. Sly, I want you to come in and we'll conclude.
Yeah, dear child. I'm saying 4 days near the city, but I never come mention say all these numbers, the NDC, Amafra press conference, the press is not necessary. So the media cannot, want me intervene in your behalf. They can't do nothing about it. All they can do is say, yeah. But the only person, if truly, you have all the audits, more auditing will be beyond confirm more. And then you have the sitter, NIPA assessor will tell you, Mamo, at the Supreme Court. The electoral commission, who can have own view. Until you go to the Supreme Court and then resolve the matter over there. That's all we are saying. Violent, because straight in up with national. No. If you have people that say, okay, my to sign a monetary message from that people. But you will say, the air, and you know, a China binti. And then any account, a China binti. A China de Bessiano, and an account wasn't. So they are very way so. A China de Bia de Bessie, not in 7. Because I say, I have Fabako, and a two Sanamo. A could do Fabako, then what Gina? The bears out their Wajano, a hospital homeless, and you're near pay. Now, people say, let me tell Coconia, no, say, into open violence. Not say your sense of Cofonoma, in the other president also. And I said, Daniel Quanabe and Pios, Deepa. And tell you, sir, if you want the right thing to hear, just go to the right channel. We have the judges. File your case. Go with your document. You have your lawyers. Whoever is easy. It's simple. OBAB 2012, peacefully. I'm a problem beside the Panabaso. So why you don't want to do it? Because you don't have the evidence?
Oh, no, they say they do. So if you do, just follow the right procedure and follow it through.
Ska, you say Asante Casa, I say I'm your pen Casa. I'm your papa and Casa, and you did it. What I say? And it's a war evidence that press conference this time of money in a who here. For case a court, young frasem for evidence in the go. Na you be na young casam, ya come our wafa, ya come our wabefi. But when an could cut a cigar, and for 40 years, Sabi, on Peshamuji Christmas, you are just ruling people's happiness. Now you put a nation on the surface, Obi with your 1 year.
As I say, no, I won't protest you, and don't see some Brunian is still a baby. You know what, Mami Fawenchum, I see your comment from Michael. I see all the stuff that you put out there, but I want to read the Didn't Trump people protest. Yes, they did. But what came out? Are they still on the street protesting? I don't think so. If you're not aware, our electors out here on Monday voted, and they've confirmed Joe Biden as the next president. He's the president-elect. So coming 20th January, he'll be sworn in. So if you're not aware. If you want, we are here for the truth, and that's it. Come in, Sly.
Ska usia ya si usia dia usia nipa usia no na pan papa so na born so yeah even na America that we are copy no wuti we say nyina Did you see all this in all the state? Trend the point? No. Certain people to start breaking people's stuff, to start setting a fire on the street, to start no. What I say? And tell me, so we demonstration, yes. Even the police department also have their rules. So obey demonstration, you give them almost 3 to 5 days notice. And then but you guys will start on a pan for solo yes, sir. Yes, sir. Said you can be we're talking about peace. We're talking about peace and understanding. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yan fa no man sa we no my ye na enko baby ha. Sabe na be man no kudu osi abonti o. Obi da ne paso be ma pa na enso bibinti. Yes, sir. So we put some kan ya as a responsible person to say Mahama there. I mean, you don't have to let people do this. Now what to work? No. And that's 6 million people who voted for you. Yes. There's another 6 million people who voted for somebody else. Yes. When you 6 million, we should have 6 million. But say if I know you 6 million, so consumer time and 6 million so see. About what I said, but the thing is that and you know.
Well, you know what? I want us to watch this video. Michael, please stay on and watch this. This is just advice for our people. Let's see how many different people that we have in this world.
You know, it is said that there are always 3 kinds of people in any given society. This threefold distinction has been noted and made by notable sociologists and public intellectuals. But this threefold distinction of the 3 kinds of people, it was first identified and first stated by the supporters and founders of democracy in ancient Greece. For the Greek people, the people who in many ways gave us the modern civilized world, for the Greek people, the first kind of people in any given society are the idiots. For the Greeks, the idiot is not necessarily someone who is mentally deficient. Rather, for ancient Greek people, the idiot, they said, is someone who is a totally private person, a totally self-centered person, and a totally selfish person. They called him the idiot. The idiot, he is always out for his personal gain and his personal interests. He does not have a public philosophy. He has no knowledge, no skill, no character, and no virtues to be able to live and to be able to contribute in a flourishing society and community. He is all out for his personal pleasures and for his personal treasures. And the Greeks said that the idiot was just an upgraded barbarian. The first kind of person, the idiot. But the Greeks also said that there is a second kind of people in any given society. And the Greeks called these people the tribes people. When we say tribes people, we don't necessarily mean the fact of belonging to a certain tribe, which is a good thing. But when they use the word tribes people, the Greeks meant a tribal and a tribalistic mentality. And the Greeks said that tribes people are those people who are not able to think beyond their small tribe or their small groups. For tribes people, their primary allegiance, their only allegiance, and their ultimate allegiance is to their tribe. Their tribe is their God, and their religion is tribalism. And tribes people, the Greeks said, are always afraid of things that are different, that are a little alien to them. They are always suspicious and fearful. And they always dealt with different people and difficult situations with intimidation, with force, and with violence. And the Greeks also said that the ideal person for tribes people is the warrior, because tribes people are a war-making people. Their ideal is the warrior. But it was not so for the Greeks. For the Greeks, there was another kind of people, another kind of a person, and that was the ideal person. And the Greeks called this ideal person the citizen. The citizen. And here when we use the word citizen, we are not talking about legal status or political status. We are talking about the idea and the ideal of citizenship. And who is the citizen? The citizen, according to the Greeks, is someone who has the skills and the knowledge to live a public life, who is able to live a life of civility. The citizen recognizes that he or she is a member of a commonwealth and thus strives for the common good. That is the citizen. The citizen, yes, he or she knows his or her rights in a society, but he or she also knows his or her responsibilities to society. The citizen can fight for his rights, but always with an awareness of and with a respect for the rights and interests of others, of their neighbors, of the smallest of minorities, and of the worst of their enemies. And it is citizens, the Greeks said, that make up a civilized society, because citizens settle their differences with civility. So they produce a civilized society, a society that truly lives up to the name, to the meaning of the name society. Society literally means friendship and friendliness. That is the threefold distinction that the Greeks have given us. That is the choice that each and every individual, wherever he or she may be, has to make in a society. And I believe that that is the choice that starkly faces us Naga people today. Will we be idiots living only for ourselves? Will we be tribalistic, tribes people, unable to think beyond our tribes and our small groups? Or will we be citizens? Citizens in the best sense of the word. Today, on this historic day, I believe I want to make my choice. And I also believe that you will want to make your choice. And I hope you and I will take that right choice. And it is with that hope that I want to finally address you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I intended to bring this in just to kind of help our people. I know Michael commented he's watched this many times and he's laughing about it. I'm happy you did. You've watched this. But have you shared that with somebody, a brother? I assume you're an NDC guy with all the comment that you've given. Have you shared that with a brother? Have you talked to them about it? What kind of people do we want to be, Ghanaians? I want to know. Do you want to be an idiot? Do you want to be a tribe? Or you want to be a citizen? Basically, I want all Ghanaians to be patriotic, be a citizen. Whatever you do, think about your neighbor. Do it for the interest of your neighbor. Don't be selfish. That is why I brought I just threw this in. I saw a lot of people were going off because I showed this, but I just want this to be out there, just to advisors in this holidays and what else is going out in Ghana. Really?
Manage video no. Ska manage ni speech is kind of cry now. I never call me say we are so be a kind of probiano. You see you chatting and I say who dear, but no cry about the pet. No make kind what kind of cry 40 years the same statement na na be repeat. Won't me o se sana kra nyeye because no kra na we say we try to kra no na we kan kra. Na yehu say ade no kra da ho a no question to said me pa che bebre. The tintin in tete nyina na enye ntokwa aneyeko. Eya mayosem eya obi ka bi na maka bi ena ye ka ho asem. What Jerman chairman dwene ye nkwa adwen promo ye mfon ko ba bia ye susu se yinim se emmeremu no omutimi ka na koro yebu atentren. Let's take this to these people, to the judges. Let them judge it. You directed somebody over there years ago. And now you say, quite no qua. So you knew all this, and then what will be called? What I say? I mean, the one thing is, when we see strictness and we yet to attend. Obi sabi, obi ba, ebe yare, obi ba, ebi ade be yano no who anyi ni kebi. Obi ba kwanka with defiasi. But ye musa wo say, wo see ye wo ye mayoni. And the worker say, I shall be banana could this answer. The young chinny too. If we send a mention, individually be a name ye. Assembly, I can actually your party members, ye are very careful. Nami de Messer. To say Namiti Kabunibi, one of the sheikh, now walker, what is going on? Say it really true, a tuition on some. Let's talk about Asante region. Oh no, Asante region crowd they say Afra for. Let me talk about regional a year like solely dominated by those people. Let me talk about Northern region. You know, Northern region, no, say ebia mi fie ni. Yenya sabe in Kuruma for who are part of we. Inti we nintim o twa ba bobo me. And now waiting to
William, yeah, memo or Ghana a Sunday no so your chair in this, and I just want to show justice for our people.
Accept the result of a flawed election. Let our vote count. We voted for change. These were captions captured on placards over the heads of hundreds of women of the National Democratic Congress days after the Electoral Commission chairperson declared Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as winner of the 2020 elections, for what would jumpstart a series of action and backed on by the NDC party to make their voices heard. The women's wing of the opposition National Democratic Congress, led by 8th National Women's Organizer Dr. Hannah Besu, in the company of hundreds of women, young, old, and frail-looking, marched through some principal streets of Accra, starting from the party headquarters to register their displeasure about the 2020 presidential elections. Some could not keep their emotions in check. Unfazed and unperturbed, the women sounded a word of caution to anyone on the street who would want to interfere with their march. They all sat on the floor and lamented Sambo to the amazement of onlookers who could not hide stealing glances and taking pictures of them.
Several hours of work here on the principal streets of Accra by the women's wing of the National Democratic Congress show of unwavering strength in protest of the 2020 presidential election. For how long will this continue? And how long is the NDC willing to continue with this action?
Finally, they arrived at their destination, the Electoral Management Office, where they were greeted with an army of soldiers and security operatives who were lined up to ensure none of the women trespass the barricaded routes to the electoral area. Leader of the group, Dr. Hannabis, called on the Electoral Commissioner to do the right thing by declaring John Mahama as legitimate winner of the 2020 presidential election or face the party's wrath.
We are just citizens of this nation who are trying to be citizens and not spectators. We will not sit down for legal armed robbery to happen in this nation. Where you illegally rob us of our voices. We voted for change. If you say you are sorry, correct the wrong. Come out. Give us our right figures. Stop the robbery, stop the stealing. If not, then you are not different from the armed robbers.
The opposition National Democratic Congress has rejected the outcome of the December 7 polls. According to the party, the election was flawed and that it does not recognize Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as the legitimately elected president of the country. Reporting for GH1 News, Freight Delano Amegashi.
So, that was the women group in the NDC party. In all this protest going on, in somewhat, yeah, current government will be commenting their tribalistic metiasia. Yeah, they did that, but I do believe, say, in the second term, on that mistake.
Scott, Ghana, we have everywhere when it comes to even politics, the tribe is there.
Mm-hmm.
We pick on each tribe. And then always the wicked ones are being, excuse my language, being insulted.
Mm-hmm.
And now say you teach your more farm your money so let me say it that way. Because if it's not that, if it's next here, let's go back to 1992. They call the voter region from 92 up to 2020 as the NDC stronghold, right? They call the Asante regions. 92, you talk about the voter region, the northern region, the Boriga, the Apai, all those people over there, the western region and some part of central region have to be dominated with the NDC. That was, you're talking about from 92, from 2000, and up to today. Even they still hold on to the seat up to today. Okay, let's talk about, because of that, some people are moving around. Even you're talking about an Asante region, which happen to be like LPP stronghold. You can say they go with the census. Not all of them are the Ashantis. Some are even, there are a lot of foreigners even over there than the Ashantis. Some of the Ashantis have even moved to a different region. But tribal thing is bringing down, credit down. And then there's a situation why, because say you're too about to say if you say a pathway wo trap we ntino say na meto aba no enti say nipa ne de o ye enyo and nam say go that's why I was not there. I was telling say Ghana about to say you fear for your 2 MPP, you fear for your 2 NDC, you fear for your 2 CPP. I don't know sad as I said no. Just look at how Omani Siko didn't your cousin shop was sitting on that one. And that's such a ukuro, and that's such a woman and our papa baby free back the dinner. No, I know. But one cause as a person, see, I see a detail I will go to a banner. A detail I will go to a banner man side power. It is trouble in India. So if the politician will not take it from our campaign, it will generate tension all the time. I bet generate tension. Now I know so you are there. They are sure you are M1 Ghana to the certain point.
All right, maybe Kawai, I think the NDCs are still blaming the EC because Michael Science and another comment saying, will electoral college here in the US change numbers 6 times? No, they won't, because you don't change it, and when it's sent out there, it's out there. I haven't seen those figures now. More can say it's been changed by ECs, and I haven't seen that. I'm yet to look into that. But in any way, if EC changed numbers, it was because all the vote were not in enough for them to do the declaration the time they did. So it'd be an internal change of numbers, but I don't think that will affect anything or change the outcome of the election. With that being said, Yenuanum, Yadomo, yeah, we are here for you. This is the station for the people. I don't say that much, but it is for the people. We are here for the people. This is for the people. Fire One doesn't belong to anybody. This is for the people. And we are doing this for the love of the country. And let me tell you, the next year with this new second term for the current president, we will check him. We will check everything. We'll bring in here and talk about it. This is for the people, and so this is what we'll be checking him at. We'll bring it here and we'll make sure he corrects things. With that being said, in the second term, obey new people, obey a reshuffle for the administration, and I pray and hope that his second term will be all inclusive. It will be all inclusive and not only one tribe, or not friends and family, or not Omombuamiye campaign. And we will make sure of that. Trust me. And I do know, say, some of the NDCs will be included in the second term. Just look at how Parliament will be like next year. So I do believe there is hope in Ghana. And our brothers and sisters out on the street, please go home. Mumpe bibindi na munkwada na mumpe adwumanye, because mejidi say nyina yaka bom ne de ensa esi bom a ebeye ye wo manim e mu say 4 years na ho kire wo ho when jai ne memangua o manim amma sikama. He was trying to fix things, and I know he's done fixing it. So with the next 4 years, obeja ne megum asumdwe beba sikabebo manim obi abenye adwumaye obi ansa bekona no. Yes, Emery. Memo slide man last comment. Na yedi jumedie no aberie for today.
Sky sir, I decided na debi adeko. Yes sir, kabi mami kabi. Enya enen na sabe America crow ma ye free in fear de pre urban. You ready to see what happened? You know, up to date to cry no president of this grow so one into. Enya is not a new thing. But the action, after the worst. And some na ya kano ya nyintum no action na church ni ya cancel yesre ehu hia because ya chena mo ya no betima ya chena obetima ya dey but enko be bia. And let's forget say mom with this woman organizer the channel, she's getting paid. That woman is getting paid or jiska. What you say? You trying to cut until you want jam what what's your mind more thing. When you juma but kakra we what made you to feel hifa and now we yet what the them would you do at the end of the day who's going to buy food for your family At the end of the day, who's going to buy Christmas stuff for your family? Let's see a Jim. So I can or maybe a Nipamian Sunday womb. Who dear Wujina? Messer, Yin Castle, a year, Nayama judges, and answer if the NDC have the right, they will have the good evidence. I just say, either so we need my power and answer your run offer. They know where to channel it. I believe most of them, almost NDC leaders, in any MPs, almost 70 to 80%, they are lawyers. And they know the right thing to do. Until let's do the right thing. Channel over there. See, you declare fine. You declare then you come and reset the clock for 2024. That's what we are saying. We are not talking on behalf of anybody. When we are easy. Yes, Remo. Mama Ikaso. Saba Sabasano. And fashion ye back on. And then they be a wenya and what did you. If you be switch and check the buafu, then so be because it's a yamtre. If you are actually do a kutian and nasu, not for Jinsam. And pay. Say any difference say what mamma named you. A mamma na you who ya, ya Gigi be our front priest, and more than that's the way it started. And the Korea, sir. Mr. Amo, we are not gonna fall. Yama home and any entrance. Why you be a year? I feel entrance. Namiji send me out to my next week. You better simple. Namin show be.
Yo, Sly, you better was say. You're very sure. You don't you po many ye, you po mining course. I fear so. Minim so be a bob one who, so obe cook room, ube do baby hour na, ube di wa fish yada, assume dream. You better so mama tium who a good mountain, some betrasso, no more coffee. Na munia ebusuin na akotina boma assume dream. Say, and this impaying for a more evidence or more bibia, or more fanko court. Here in the US, you're paying the coy or the Nidia court. Despite tweet do what tweet ye, chair the run a month for a coy in an ended up in court. So I performed your court a tomb, a coy munum the outcome. Nothing was done. They can't overturn an election. That is the voice of the people. That is the will of the people. So I do believe the will of the people in Ghana have been declared. Muma Sumgimra. Na NDC4, go and revisit your issues and plan well. This didn't work, and so let it go. And go to the court and let court determine who really won this election. Yadomo nyinase some bekanya ho nende dwumedie na akoso asumdwem. One over radio so on Facebook, on YouTube. Nyamin Sharmo. Your mama fishiapa. Medianiska, your wada sende. Makaram.
Asampayetia. Obanyansa fuso wo munye wankana asam. Tema futu sam kakre wa asupeme.